And we are live. How's everybody doing tonight? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and you're watching and/or listening to ABL Live. Thank you for joining me tonight. We got a whole lot going on all over the internets, all over the mainstream media, social media, everywhere, and I don't know where to start. Hey, it's a brand new bug. Well, pardon me. Officially, it's a brand new strain of the bug that's out there. And if you are vaccinated, allegedly, this bug has a higher chance of infecting you rather than unvaccinated. But I thought that was not going to be the case. I thought that if you were vaccinated, that the bug couldn't get you. Well, obviously, that's not the case. We'll talk about that a little bit later. Also, a man wearing a Jesus Saves t-shirt was kicked out of a Mall of America because I guess people were offended. I wonder if it was a t-shirt about some kind of, I don't know, maybe something from the Torah, something from the Quran. Would he be banned from the mall? I think not. We'll talk about that in a minute. Also, we got to talk about the new ATF rule. I think I touched on it last stream, where they say if you have a pistol brace on the back of your pistol, it is now basically considered a short barrel rifle, and you got to contact the federales to get that squared away. After they said that if you have that, you can also shoulder it as a rifle and it wouldn't be a problem. Now they're saying it is. We'll talk about that in a minute. The brand new Thai lady person, boss of Miss America. We'll talk about all those things and more on tonight's episode of ABL Live. You got a whole lot going on. I think I said Miss America right there. Not Miss America, Miss Universe. The brand new Miss Universe boss. Matter of fact, I gotta change that in the title too while I'm right here. That's how we do stuff right on the fly. Miss Universe boss is a Thai lady boy. But that's crazy. You know, you see memes and whatnot about them. You see them in the movies. What was that? Hangover, where the guy had a little encounter with one of them. Now they're on the world stage. But we'll talk about that in a minute. We got quite a few topics on deck. Thank you guys for being here. You guys are the best audience anywhere on these internets. If you enjoyed the channel, if you enjoyed what you are hearing thus far, please give the video a thumbs up. Like the video, share the video, do all of that good stuff. That'll help me out tremendously. Shout out to the sponsors, of course. Shout out to my websites. Of course, if you guys are not familiar, go to anthonyblogan.com. That is ANTHONY, the letter B, LOGAN.com. Go to the front page. You can see every video has a corresponding article. So if I do a regular YouTube video, 5-10 minutes or whatever, there'll be an article right there with resources, with links and whatnot for your reading, viewing pleasure. Share it, tell a friend, and let everybody know, hey, if you want to know the real information, if you want to know the truth behind the story, go right there. Fact check me. If you hear my video and you're like, hey, that doesn't sound right, ABL, where can I fact check you? On my own website, and do your own research and figure it out that way. Again, AnthonyBLogan.com. Also go to AnthonyBLogan.com/contact to find my email address, my snail mail address, my Facebook, YouTube. Well, you already on YouTube, so I already know what it is. Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. I have a TikTok as well because I didn't want nobody to take it. I wanted to have a presence on there, but TikTok, I'm just kind of, you know, I know what it is. It's China. I don't want China knowing my every move. So I really don't post on the TikTok. But you can find me right here on the YouTubes and Instagrams and Facebooks and Twitters. All that will be on the website, AnthonyBLogan.com/contact. Also, go to the best source of news and information anywhere on these internets, and that's patriotpost.us. Their link shall be in the box. Oh, one more thing. You're listening to a podcast right now. If you're watching me live on the YouTube on Wednesday, you're watching it live. Thank y'all for that. You can also watch the repeat live on YouTube with video and audio, or you could just download the audio only version starting tomorrow, which would be Thursday at 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on your favorite audio streaming platform, whether that be Google Play, Spotify, Stitcher, Anchor, Apple, iTunes, etc. Link for that will be in the description. Check it on out, 100% free. Now, we got quite a bit to get into here. I'm reading some of the comments before I get started. I am not vaccinated. No, I'm not. If anyone is vaccinated, I'm not here to judge you. All right. I'm not here to judge you because everybody has their reason, right? And you might think that the vax could save you or whatever. Okay, check it out. That's your prerogative. My whole viewpoint from the beginning about being vaxxed, and I'm going to just start right there, actually, talking about the vax and whatnot, because at one point on YouTube, if you were talking about the vax, then they would kind of punish you. They would kind of downrank your video, but I think recently they lifted that ban. At one point, if you were to put out vaccine videos, anything about the vax, especially critical, they would demonetize your video, give you the yellow, maybe even the red. It was an issue. I think sometimes guys had videos removed because of being anti-vaccine, but now it's not even the problem. Everything's green, monetized, regular views, and whatnot. But back to what I was saying, if you're vaxxed, I'm not here to judge you. Everybody has their own reason. My whole point from the beginning was it should be your choice whether you want to get vaxxed or not. That's your choice. You want to do that, then go for it. I'm not going to do it, okay? I already know what time it is. I know that they can't tell you that it's safe. They can't. They could do a trial on some guinea pigs, whether they be human or not. How is that really going to impact you? They've been doing trials for 5-6 months. It's not enough time. You have no idea what the long-term impact is going to be. And when I say long-term, I mean anything beyond a year or two, let alone 10 years, 20 years down the line. Just like mesothelioma with asbestos and whatnot, the Camp Lejeune. If you watch TV at all, you are worn out by the Camp Lejeune commercials. If you had any of the water at Camp Lejeune, please contact 1-800-AMBULANCE CHASER because you may be entitled to compensation of a class action lawsuit. You know what I'm saying? That kind of stuff going on. That's common sense to me. I knew that that'd be the case with this. And we're seeing videos of guys passing out, having seizures, people getting legs amputated, blood clots crazy, all kind of stuff. And even with all that, people will still say, well, hey, ABL, you can have all those symptoms even if you catch the bug. Is that right? Well, how about those that got the vax, never caught the bug, but have these issues? I'd rather would take my chances with my own natural body rather than putting something in me that's untested and I don't know how it's going to impact me. We're seeing effects right now from the vax, allegedly. How about 10 years from now, 20 years from now? But again, if you want to take it because it makes you feel safe, then go for it. Knock yourself out. I'm not here to stop you. What I am here to do is tell you the full story and the whole truth, which is what they should have done from the very beginning. Tell everybody that you can't know the long-term effects. Tell everybody that it might not be 100% safe. Tell everybody you did not test for certain things that are happening right now, comorbidities and all of that. Tell everybody that you didn't test to make sure that it wouldn't be able to spread. Tell everybody that part. Don't just say on a political level, oh, if you get the vax, you won't be able to catch or spread the bug, when that was a lie from the very beginning. Oh, and you know what? I'm kind of jumping around, but I had this thought in my head I got to get out right now. It's a brand new thought in my head. I got to get out right now. I'm going to go shift to Hunter Biden just for one moment, and I'm going to come right back to the vax and XBB 1.325, cha-cha slide, whatever it is. Now, remember the, 51 intelligence agency officers that signed a letter talking about the Hunter Biden laptop was fake, probably Russian disinformation. At least one of them, if not all of them, that came out and said that they knew the laptop was real, but they signed a letter anyway. I'm gonna see if I can find that right quick. And the reason why I went to that is because I'm talking about people that are in power, that have some kind of political sway, that are in some kind of position to be able to influence you. They know a particular thing is true or it's not true, but they won't tell you. They'll lie to you. Just like Anthony Fauci. Anthony Fauci said that what he said, that the mask can't protect you or whatever. Then he came out and said, oh, you got to wear a mask. His explanation behind his first response was, oh, well, I didn't want there to be a run on the masks, so I lied about what the mask can do. I was like, all right, well, you're trying to tell me certain things to control my behavior rather than telling me the truth. Don't worry about my behavior. Don't worry about that part. Just be honest. Don't be a liar. Because if you lied and I know you lied, I'm never going to trust you again. I'm never going to trust you. And people are wondering why nobody believes in Fauci. Nobody has any confidence in the federal government because they keep lying all the time. If somebody lied to you every single day and then told you they lied, but it was to protect you, why would you trust them? It's like, okay, I'm a grown man right here. I don't need I don't need no step-in daddy, and I'm not a little boy anymore anyway. I'm almost 40 years old. What am I going to do with a step-in daddy talking about, oh, well, I lied to protect you? I don't need you to protect me, sir. Okay, I promise I don't, but I'm getting triggered, so I digress. Let me get to the intelligence officers. Okay, so here's a tweet. Let me see if I can find the article that corresponds. Here's a tweet, though. This is from a verified person, the real verified person, if I'm not mistaken. Let's look at it right here. And you see what it says. Should the 51 intelligence office officials who knowingly lied when they claimed the Hunter Biden laptop was, quote unquote, Russian disinformation face jail time for influencing an election? You see, and to talk about that right quick, the last part of that, influencing an election. People want to talk about the Dominion machines and the ballot harvesting. I think those may be valid criticism of the election as far as determining the outcome, changing the outcome, influencing the outcome. But I think this right here is a bigger determining factor of how the election went, of determining the outcome of the election. When you do stuff like hide the Hunter Biden laptop, when you don't allow Twitter to post it, when you don't allow New York Post to post it, when you don't allow TV anchors to talk about it and ask questions, when you try to say, oh, that's not him on the tape. That's like trying to say that's not R. Kelly on the tape. It's like, sir, that's you. Like, let's stop playing games. That's you. Okay. And in the Hunter Biden situation, we're in a modern day and age. We're in the day and age of getting caught in 4K. It's like, sir, that is you getting crack, putting it on the table, weighing it. That's your voice, your face. That's you. Now, I wish I could unsee that particular video of Hunter Biden. I wish I could unsee it, but I can't. I saw him on the tape. But they lied to you talking about, oh, that's Russian disinformation. So when you hear stuff like that and you hear anyone say Russian misinformation, you're going to automatically think that's probably a lie. You're going to think, oh, they're talking about Russia as the boogeyman again, as they did in this case, because they came out and lied talking about, oh, it wasn't real. We all knew it was real. We knew they were lying. Now they came out and said they were lying. So it's like, what's the point in trusting them anymore? But let me get back to the whole XBB thing. Let me get back to the XBB. I did see the My Son Hunter trailer. That's been out for a while, hadn't it? Or is there a different trailer for that? But I did see the one that was out a while ago. If there's another one that's out, I'm not really sure about that one. But XBB, they came out and said, and there's a study that came out and said that it's more likely to infect those who are vaccinated already. And here's the crazy part about that. Remember Kyrie Irving, right? You guys remember Kyrie Irving? Kyrie Irving came out and said that he wasn't going to get vaccinated, and it didn't matter if he was going to lose time playing in the NBA, lose money not playing in the NBA. He was going to stick to his guns. And people like Charles Barkley, Shaquille O'Neal, they said that he was dumb. And I think Shaq might have actually threatened Kyrie Irving over the whole situation. All right, let me see if I can. Well, there was one talking about the quote unquote anti-Semitic film. Then there was a whole thing about being vaccinated, talking about, oh, he beat him up, all this and that. It was a crazy mess. Let me see if I can find that particular thing where he was talking about that. I'm gonna play a little bit of audio right here, not the video. They're not gonna strike me on that one. And if you like what you're hearing so far, please give the video a thumbs up, like the video, share the video, do all that good stuff. But as I find the clip, one thing that Shaq was talking about was, well, one thing about the XBB, then I'm gonna get back to Shaq. XBB is the most dominant form of the virus in New York City right now. They say 3 out of 4 cases of the bug are XBB in New York City. New York City was where they had the vaccine mandate for private and public and everybody else. And they gradually just phased those out. They had to bring back, it was a court case and everything for the city workers. They had to bring them back with back pay. It was a whole big mess. It should never happen to begin with. Kyrie Irving was right. He's vindicated about the whole thing. And now, as a result of the vaccine mandate, those in New York City who were supposed to be, quote unquote, protecting everybody else are now more likely to get it and spread it than they were before. If they had just done the common sense thing and not done the mandates, not done the lockdowns, they'd have been better off in the long term. They handled this whole thing poorly in New York City, especially. Remember they had that boat with all the beds and whatnot that was sent to New York and they never used it. Then they complained about all the deaths and everything else. It's like, you have the resources, you're not using it properly. You got these dumb laws that don't work. And if anything, the laws have backfired because you got a highly vaxxed population who are more susceptible to getting the bug and spreading it. It's a complete mess. Let me see if I can find more about this here.
He can help a contender.
Just the 27 and 18.
They said 4 to 6 weeks. So if we're realistic, games without Kevin.
Because I do remember what you said.
I want to hear Shaq talking about
was because
vax status.
I've made my decision already, and I'm standing against that.
Okay, so here's a clip in question.
The game tonight, and what do we have? Kyrie Irving says the Nets' injury situation won't change his vaccination status. I've made my decision already, and I'm standing on it.
Well, that's why I got a title for my book that I'm writing about here.
No, I mean,
no.
But why would you think? My question is this though.
Now, shout out to Kenny Anderson. Kenny is defending Kyrie Irving for his status. This was 1 year ago. Okay, one year ago, January 17th, almost 1 year to the day. It's funny what a year changes, ain't it? Funny what 1 year almost to the day changes. Let's hear the reaction to Kyrie not getting the vax and what the reality is right now today on January 18th, 2023.
Why would you think that a month of like winning or losing would make him change his decision? That's something that he like. No, but meaning like he made that decision when they had a chance. He's like, we got a chance to win it all, and that's at the beginning. So why would he? I wouldn't expect him to change.
Well,
maybe you don't expect him to.
No.
You hope.
So it's not.
I would hope he would change his mind.
As a selfish basketball fan, would I like?
No.
It has nothing to do with being a basketball fan.
I'm not saying that he's. I'm not giving his vaccination stance. Or yes, do I have empathy for what he's saying and why he do it? Do I have sympathy? No, I think that we've all realized now that the vaccine is really, it's a great seatbelt. It helps all of us stay alive.
Is that right? Is that right? It's a great seatbelt. It helps us. Is that right? Now, again, if you guys are just now coming in, this audio I'm playing is about Kyrie Irving, the basketball player who was not able to play basketball because of his vax status in New York City. This was them on Inside the NBA on TNT talking about his vaccine status 1 year ago. 1 year ago, almost to the day today. This audio is from January 17, 2022. We're now on January 18, 2023.
We realize that. But we also realize that now that we could still spread the virus. And so so I understand, I have empathy for his reluctancy. I'll let him take his stance, but I wouldn't expect him to change it in the middle of the season, no.
And this thing of us, one, it doesn't last forever. It's all about sacrifice. I hear the conspiracy theories. I did all that. I sacrifice. I don't want y'all to get sick. I don't want my mama to get sick. I don't want my boys to get sick. So I sacrifice for the team. The Big Three was put together to win championships. Who knows what can happen next year? Who knows what can happen after the year that? When you have that chance, Kenny, When you got that slot, you got to go for it.
His stance is not going to change because the same way you believe that you sacrifice. I'm not saying it's right or wrong. I'm just saying what everyone's thinking.
I'm not saying
you're like, wait, you sacrifice for what? Because you still can pass the virus. That's what people are saying who are not taking it.
I'm not saying you should change, but
I'm just saying I'm going to do it because I felt it was good for me. I think that it was going to protect me better, and that's all I could do.
I don't care what he does. I'm just saying that in this thing of ours, when you want to win for your fellas and, you know, everybody else is doing it, sacrifice plays an important role in winning the championship.
Yeah, and I actually, you know, he talked Kevin Durant into going to Brooklyn.
Sacrifice for the team, all this and that in the third. Well, now we know that those who are vaxxed are more likely to catch and spread the bug. So what are they going to say now? You know what I said? They owe Kyrie Irving an apology, not just for the vax thing, but also for the quote-unquote anti-Semitic film, the Hebrew Israelite stuff. Apologize for all that stuff because they have been proven to be wrong. Not just Shaq and Charles Barkley, but the entire multimedia establishment, all the politicos on the left, mostly, some on the right, talking about the vax. Oh, go out there and get it. Please get vax. Everybody owes all of us who are vaccine hesitant, vaccine skeptics, an apology. Now, that was back 1 year ago. And I've not heard them say one thing about it this year. I've not heard their update on the XBB. Now, let me go to XBB right quick. I'm going to read some of that right quick. And if you like what you're hearing so far, y'all know what to do. Please give the video a thumbs up. But you see the article right here. Omicron subvariant XBB 1.5. And are there any doctors in the house? Or are there anybody? Is there anyone in the medical field in the house? And if so, can y'all please explain the naming of these different types of bugs? And what makes these bugs different, but at the same time the same? It's talking about subvariant. Is it a different thing altogether? You know, I saw them talking about it's going to be a brand new vaccine with the flu and COVID in one. So a flu shot, basically, because isn't that kind of what it is? Remember, they said the flu took a year off after they reported the COVID numbers. It was very high. And after 100 years of the flu being consistently at one particular level, all of a sudden it wasn't anymore. Talking about it took a year off. Really? And they said it was because of the quarantine and the masks. I'm like, really? For real? Is that what you think? It just vanished. But somehow the virus still stayed around. So the flu can't pass that way, but the virus can. But yet it's going to be one vaccine for both at the same time. Let's stop playing games. Obviously, a bunch of flu cases were designated as C-19 cases for financial purposes, because if you were to have a bunch of C-19 in your hospital, you were able to get paid more than the flu. It's simple. It was a grift. You know what? The whole thing with the virus was a grift, the same way the whole thing with the PPP loans. I don't know what was like. I got a question. What was the bigger scam as far as financially? COVID-19 or the PPP loans? That'd be a poll. The bigger scam, C-19 or PPP? Let me see if I can put a poll up. There we go. Let's put a poll. Bigger scam, question mark, C-19 or PPP? And y'all know what that means. COVID-19, PPP. I'm going to just ask that question, and then I'll put it right there. Because they came out and said that the majority of the PPP loan was scam, was fraud, pardon me. Let me see if I can find this right quick. Majority of PPP loan fraud. Okay. Here's an article from New York Times. See if I can find it. Okay, so New York Times says 15% of Paycheck Protection Program loans could be fraudulent. Study shows some 76 billion of the program's 800 billion in loans may have been taken improperly. And that's low. That's a small estimate. But imagine how much money that is. 76 billion. This was in 2021. So we know that number has definitely ballooned since then. I saw numbers talking about 100 million. I mean, not 100 million. That's low numbers. 100 million gets you a house in LA. $100 billion in PPP loan fraud. It's crazy. Totally crazy. But yeah, that'd be right there. Okay. And I'm seeing the votes coming in. I think C19 is definitely taking it because, you know, the PPP loan, also to give some credence to the C19 argument being the bigger scam, the PPP thing was in the U.S. only, but C19 was global. The whole world, it was caught up in the whole scam, and it's still continuing. Yeah, that's right. 876 Van Red, hospitals dancing while everyone is dying. That is correct. That is right. Oh man, the dancing nurses, the TikTok nurses was a big crazy mess. Oh, the hospitals are jam-packed. People are dying. Meanwhile, you got the whole hospital staff, the nurses, the doctors, janitors, everybody, even the patients out there doing whole TikTok dance routines. You could do a whole Broadway play based on the TikTok nurses because there was so much dance and the choreography going on. How you got that much time to choreograph all these different moves, record it perfectly, sync it to music, and put it on TikTok en masse, not just one hospital or one nurse here and there. You're talking about the whole country was doing this, but yet you have completely packed hospitals because everybody's dying of the bug. At a certain point, somebody's lying. They're not telling you what's really going on. But I will go ahead and digress. If you like what you're hearing so far, please give the video a thumbs up. Like the video, share the video, do all that good stuff. But more of the story is XBB is a dominant version of the bug. And a study shows that if you are vaccinated, you are more likely to catch it and spread it. After they told you if you got the vax, you would not catch it and spread it. After they told you if you got the vax, you would have less severe symptoms if you got it. Oh, yeah, you might catch it. Like first they said you won't catch it. Then they said if you do catch it, you'll have less severe symptoms. Now they're saying if you have it, you're more likely to catch it and spread it. But I will go ahead and digress. I got quite a few pictures and videos for you guys of news stories that have been going on. Have you guys been following that whole Brian Walsh story? You know, I watched Fox in the morning, and I watched Fox in the morning to see what's going on in the normie side of things, to keep aware of that whole situation. And they're covering Brian Walsh, talking about, oh yeah, we think he did it. It's like, man, I knew he was guilty from day one. It's a European wife with an accent. She's vanished. You don't know where she at. Of course, you're going to point right to the boyfriend or husband right away, talking about some, like when they brought him out, he was smiling. It was a big mess. He was a super amateur. They found him at Home Depot getting the body disposal kit. He was on his son's iPad, Googling stuff, talking about how to get rid of a body. This guy's toast. I don't know why they're covering this story. Just skip to the sentencing, really, because he's done. He's completely finished. What's his name? Pardon me. I think his name is Matt Walsh. Is it Matt Walsh? Not Matt Walsh, pardon me. That's one man from the Daily Wire. I don't want to say that he's out here killing his wife. He ain't doing that. He's a normie. He would never do nothing like that. What's the guy's name? Brian Walsh. Thank you. Brian Walsh is the guy that I'm talking about right here. And the guy next to him is his doppelganger. That's Kellyanne Conway's husband to the next of him. If these guys ain't related, then I don't know what people look like that are related. These guys look like they're blood brothers. Okay. Like one was, you're talking about twin brothers. One was born at 1105, the other one at 1102. These guys are direct descendants at the worst. Twin brothers at best. But the guy's name right here, Brian Walsh, he's all over the news right now because he allegedly killed his wife. And it's not a story to cover because in the story of the Idaho killer, the guy that was a PhD in criminology, it was a whodunit because we didn't know who the guy was or where he was or what's going on. With this guy, he was caught red-handed. He pretty much confessed essentially by his actions prior to the fact. Okay. I believe she still is married to George Conway. Yes. I've not heard about Kellyanne Conway divorcing this guy. I don't know what kind of arrangement they got going on, but that's not my business. I'm just saying. I've seen some strange pairings in my day, and that's one of the strangest ones. All right. Nah, it's not even about him being white, though. It's not even about him being white. I mean, come on. Look at him, though. These guys look the same. Look, they got the same chin or lack thereof. Okay, the same body type. They probably about the same height, weight, build, the same little hairstyle. Look at that. I mean, come on. This guy looks like that guy without putting the suit on and without combing his hair. And with a 5 o'clock shadow. Okay, that's the same person. I'm telling you, twin brothers. But anyway, that guy's pretty much toast. Stick a fork in him, he's done. Yeah, but that guy, Brian Walsh, yeah, he's finished. I don't even know why they're covering that. But anyway, we got more topics on deck. Mall of America. I'm gonna talk about that right quick. Now, have you guys seen this story about Mall of America where the guy was removed from the mall because of his Jesus Saves t-shirt? Now, the audio was kind of hard to hear, so I probably won't post that, but I'm gonna just show you the pictures so you get the idea of what's going on if you've not seen it already. But so here's what happened. A Christian guy, I'm not sure what race he is, black, white. He doesn't look white, but I'm not sure if he's black. That's not necessarily that important. I think the main thing is his religion. That's the most important thing, because if he was of a different faith, like Judaism, Islam, or something like that, then it wouldn't be a problem. It'd be all good. But because he has his faith, then it's a problem. But what happened was he's in Mall of America. At first, he was actually preaching. Like, not this day where he got kicked out that I'm talking about. I'm talking about before this day, he was at Mall of America preaching, and people got offended, and he was kicked out because he was violating the rule of no soliciting in the mall. Anything like that, any kind of political stuff, any kind of religious stuff, you get kicked out of the mall for that. Mall of America in Minnesota. So he comes back at a later time, and then he has on a Jesus Saves t-shirt, and they're saying that's the same thing as street preaching. But he wasn't preaching. He didn't say anything. He was just out there with the shirt on. And again, if this is a guy talking about Judaism, talking about Islam, Buddhism, or anything like that, then it wouldn't be a problem. So here is the shirt. Okay. Now there's a front and the back, right? You got Paul Blart and Paul Blart, the Blarts, the Blart family. Okay. Mama Blart and Papa Blart. You got them talking to the guy, trying to get him out of the mall. But the front of his shirt says, Jesus Saves. It's a high yellow, like a highlighter yellow, really bright, high vis yellow with what appears to be some type of like blue or green letters on the front. Very big, Jesus Saves. On the back, it says, Jesus is the only way. Right below Jesus, it has the coexist little logo. You know how they have on a license plate, bumper sticker, or whatever, it'll say coexist. And the coexist has different religions and symbols and whatnot in it. It has Star of David, the crescent in the star for Islam, the yin and yang, the peace symbol, all kind of stuff, right? Even the cross. So the coexist is crossed out. So he's saying we don't like all the other religions, all these different religions. We just want the one. And that's Jesus is the only way. For that shirt, he got kicked out. And they told him, hey, man, take your shirt off if you want to keep on shopping in this mall. Take your shirt off. And it's like, why must I do that? I'm not saying anything to anybody. I'm just minding my business. People complained about his shirt, and that was enough for a removal. Now, if I'm him, yeah, that's a good question, Shelby Pine. Where are all the peeps crying racism? Well, I guess it doesn't apply to him, right? He appears to be black or some kind of thing other than white. And we all know that if you are a non-white person, that means that anything that happens could be considered racism, okay? If you fall on your hind parts outside and you're not white, then it must mean the ground is racist against you because you're not white. But anyway, they're not going to cry racism here because this does not fit that particular narrative of a racist act. That's not really how that would work in this situation. All right. It's all good. It's all good as long as you, if you don't fall in line with their political points of view, then they don't really care nothing about trying to protect you with the racism card. You know, that's pretty much how that goes. But like I said, if this guy was Muslim with the shirt on like this, or if he was Jewish or any other religion aside from Christianity, then it'd be a problem. And my question to you guys is this: why is it a problem just because he has on? Why is it a problem if you are a Christian and you express your faith to people, or if you just have on a shirt? Why is it always an issue with trying to micromanage and trying to really harass Christian people only? I never see Muslim guys get harassed or Jewish guys. And if they do get harassed in public, what is that called? That's called a hate crime. But it's not that same way for Christian people. And the question is why? Why are Muslims protected, Jews protected, but not Christians in the same kind of way? At least in the West, like in the USA. I guess some would say that it's because of racism, because they think that Christianity is the white man's religion. But there are black practitioners. Like, Christianity is not a race-specific religion. Same thing with Islam. Same thing with Judaism. As a religion, that is. That's a different story. Talking about the ethnic groups and whatnot of Judaism, that's a different. I'm going to go down that road. The whole point is, especially talking about Islam, it's not a race-based thing. Same thing with Christianity. It's not race-based. So why is it that one is given the pass and the other one isn't? Maybe because they fear retribution from one of the races. One of the religions. Okay, if you talk bad about Islam, hey man, you don't want that. Allahu Akbar. You don't want that come to your front door. And with Judaism, you don't want to get Kanye Wested or Mel Gibson. You don't want that to happen. But with Christianity, we're so loving and giving. Not we, but they are so loving and giving. So when it comes to a thing like this, it's not seen as a big deal. You're seen as a soft target, so you're able to get harassed this way because they don't fear retribution. But they would not do that with a Muslim guy because they don't want that suicide vest to appear out of the blue and blow everybody to smithereens. I'm not saying that would happen, but that's their mentality. And if that's incorrect, y'all let me know in the comments below. Now, what I saw that they were going to do potentially is do a en masse protest of Mall of America with these same shirts on. And I love to see it. And they don't got to say a word. Just go to the mall with the shirts on and be chilling. Okay, I'm going to Forever 21. I'm going to Zaxby's. I'm going to the food court. I'm going to be in there eating chicken wings with no shoes on, chilling like I'm at home with my Jesus Saves t-shirt on, and then see what happens. Can you kick the whole mall out for disobeying the particular rules? It's weird. It's totally weird. All right. And somebody says, what is PPP? So the poll is right here on the screen. Let me come back so you can see me clearly. The poll right here is on the screen. I'm going to go ahead and close it in a minute because I'm getting pretty consistent answers from the poll. But the poll says bigger scam ? C19, obviously COVID-19, and PPP. That's a paycheck protection program. That's the whole loan thing they gave out during the COVID bug scamdemic. And you had to apply for it through the federal government. People got a bunch of money. I knew one person, I won't say nobody's name or nothing like that. I knew one person who had no more money after they got a PPP loan, but they frauded like a nice bit of money. I won't say how much. It was 5 figures, the mid 5 figures. They frauded a bunch of money, and when it got like cosmetic surgery, and then at the end of it, there was no more money. It's like, what are we even doing? But that was going on a lot. And not just PPP loans, but also the stimulus and PPP. It was just so much money being rained from the sky. It screwed up it really changed the economy, because when there was so much money being produced with no production, it created an undue demand on supply. So people couldn't the demand for supply was so immense. You had businesses that would collapse under the pressure and go out of business because they got too much business. They couldn't keep up with you had to raise prices in order to keep the demand in check. Prime example, if you were selling these bottles of water, right? If your only job was to sell these little bottles of water, this is not a plug, by the way. I just like the water. I need that endorsement deal, Hint Water. I like your water. If you're conservative over there, hey, give me a ring. But anyway, if your only job was to sell bottles of water and they were going for $2 a piece, it's high, but follow me. And the average income in your area is like $35,000 a year for one person. You have a good business, supply's good, the demand's good, got a nice profit, everything's going well. But then all of a sudden, the average income goes to $35,000 to like $50,000. Everybody has more money and everybody loves your water. So now they can afford to buy the bottles for $2 a piece, more than they could before. So there's a mass rush on your business to buy the water. You can't keep up. Whenever somebody goes to the store, you might be closed because also there's a staffing issue because everybody has so much money. Why should I work for your water company making minimum wage or a little bit more than that? I'm going to just go at the crib and chill, eat Cheetos all day. And you know what I'm going to do? Rather than working for your company, I'm going to come back to your company and buy water with this money I got from the federal government. There's a big amount of pressure, a lot of pressure on the business. Keep up with the demand. They can't do it. There's a lack of supply. Then you have supply chain shortages from the bug. All of that comes together. You raise your prices up. That's still not working. Ultimately, you pretty much got to fold. You got to stay closed for a couple of days or two. Then you can't staff, and you're done. That happened quite a bit. People's businesses closed from too much business coming into it, and they could not keep up. But I digress. The whole point is that went on a lot during the scamdemic because of all the fake money going on. And now prices have gone up. The Fed and raised rates a lot. And you're going to see all that activity come to a crash because they're doing things to correct it. They're kind of manipulating the currency really by raising interest rates because all your money is debt anyway. So when they raise the rates upon which loans can be doled out, that's going to devalue your money. So they're manipulating the market that way or your currency that way. You have more money, but it's worth less than what it was at one point in recent times because of the rise in the interest rate. Okay, it's crazy. But anyway, I digress. Middle class tax break. I'm not sure what you're referring to, Shelby. I have no idea. But if you like what you're hearing so far, please give the video a thumbs up, like the video, share the video, do all that good stuff. Yeah, shout out to people that got PPP loans and it helped them, small churches and whatnot. That's a good thing. But I know about some church guys, well, quite a few church guys. I know about quite a few church guys that scammed PPP money. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I know quite a few guys that did that. I know people that hit me up talking about how can they get PPP loan money. It's like, look, sir, I'm not going to the penitentiary. If you want to go, you go, but don't bring me in it. I'm not involved with it. If you want to try to figure out a way to get that money, knowing you have no church, no members, no congregation, no building, no nothing, if you want to go that direction, then go for it. But don't call me from the penitentiary talking about, oh, can you come get me? And when you get interrogated and they give you that chicken sandwich in the room, don't bring my name up. I don't got nothing to do with it. Don't be like, well, ABL told me. ABL said don't go to jail. ABL said don't do it because you're going to go straight to the who school. Okay, ABL said don't get involved in no fraud because if you get caught committing fraud, then you're going to be pretty much toast. Okay, and the thing about the PPP loans is that there was so much fraud going on, they couldn't catch everybody. But if they caught you, they make an example of you to show the world that they're doing something. You get caught up in the political, you be a political football. And you don't want to be that. You be political football and you go straight through the uprights. Okay. You from 80 yards away, you go straight through the uprights. You going straight to the penitentiary, do not pass go. That you'll be disappeared from society if you do something like that. And you happen to be the guy that gets the draws a short straw and gets made to be the whole face of fraud. Okay. Oh yeah, the PPP loan scam was crazy, but I'm gonna go ahead and end this particular poll and go to the next topic. So I'm gonna report the results. So my question was in the poll, the bigger scam, C19 or PPP? 81% said C19, 18% said PPP out of 332 votes. So that's probably, well, you know what? That's right. Because especially just looking at the scope of both, PPP was only in the USA, as far as I know, and C19 was the entire globe. The entire globe. All right, but I'll move right along to the next topic. The whole point about that Mall of America thing was that if you're Christian, it's pretty much fair game. They can say whatever they want, do whatever they want to a certain extent to you. But if you are of the Jewish faith, not so much. Of the Islamic faith, not so much. Only the Christian faith. And I think the reason why is because they view Christianity as a white man's religion and the other ones are not quite that way. But let's keep on moving here. So there's a new boss of Miss Universe. Okay. Did Trump own Miss Universe or was that Miss USA? I'm not quite sure which one he owned. But that's not necessarily that important. There's a brand new boss of Miss Universe. And this person says, hey, you know what? This is a brand new day. At one point, Miss Universe was ran by men, but no more. And before I can continue, I want to see who the previous owner was. Was it Trump? Yeah, it was Trump. So Trump, I guess, went ahead and sold it in 2015 when he ran for president. So Donald Trump did own Miss Universe at one point. And this person, in my opinion, sounds just like Trump in the voice. Well, not with the accent, but with the intonation. And I'm going to explain that after we hear this person's little speech they did. So this person has like a crazy long name. They're from Thailand. I'm gonna try to pronounce it. I think the person goes by JKN, but the actual name is Jakafong Jakarutchep. I can't pronounce that. You got so many K's and O's and J's in that name. I don't know how to pronounce it. Which J goes before the K? Which O and I and P is silent? I don't know what's going on. There's a lot happening, but let's go ahead and just play this particular clip.
The Miss Universe organization from now on is going to be ran by women, owned by trans women.
Okay, so you heard that right. And you may have heard the whole Trump intonation in the speech. You hear that? It's going to be ran by the women. That's a Trump speak right there. You understand? And this person says, okay, it's going to be owned by women, by women. And then they said by a trans woman. So this person is a man, biologically, XY.
All women.
Look at the crowd. Yay! She's like having the time of her life right there, the Asian lady.
For all women really around the world to celebrate the power of feminism. The Miss Universe.
Okay, so this person right here is basically a Thai lady boy. That's the reality of the situation. From Thailand, a male to female trans is now the new owner of Miss Universe. Didn't we say this right when the whole trans wave started? Didn't we say this? Didn't we say that they, meaning the trans quote unquote women, would dominate women's spaces and they would try to claim things that women should claim for themselves? Just like your man from Jeopardy, right? Oh, what's his Amy Schneider? Remember that? Hold on. And shout out to all the LGBTs and all. Okay, you know what I'm talking about. Whatever. All right. So Amy Schneider is a biological XY man who became, hold on, the first female to win $1 million on Jeopardy, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, the first. Okay, here's the article that I wanted to see. So Amy Schneider, this person right here, is a biological man. Let me just get rid of this ad. They're a bio man, but they're seen as the first woman to win $1 million. That should be an accomplishment that's reserved for actual biological women, because check it out. If anybody can just say that they're a woman, what's the point in having the accomplishment that's for women? I could say, you know what, I'm a woman, and just go smash records. Shout out to my main man, Zuby. Zuby just claimed to be a woman one day just because he didn't do any kind of surgery, no kind of nothing. He just came to the gym like a regular dude and did some, some deadlifts or squats or a combination of both, and broke some records just like that. Okay. And the same thing going on here. Amy Schneider is the first woman to win $1 million on Jeopardy, but you're seeing a biological man. It's not right. And we've seen the whole thing with the with sports in college. You got Leah Thomas, you got a bunch of other people, you got MMA fighters, and you don't even want to see the MMA stuff. I mean, it's gruesome. When you have a biological XY man beating up on an XX woman in a cage or octagon or a boxing ring, it's rough, man. I don't like seeing domestic violence. I'm cool, man. I don't want to see nothing like that. If I see you beating on a woman, I might have to pull a pistol out, man. Straight up. I won't do that because I don't have any guns. YouTube and Google and the feds. I don't have any guns. I ain't gonna do that. But I'm saying, somebody got to step in and fix that situation. Normally, right? I'm going to at least call the federales on you, because I'm not trying to see that. I'm not trying to see these people dominate women's areas. I love women. I like them to have their own spaces, their own accomplishments, and not be interfered with by biological men. It's simple. And the other way around, women don't interfere with biological men in their spaces. If you want to come to the man cave, that's bad enough. But I'm not trying to see some 6'8" bull dagger talking about their man in a locker room. I'm sorry. I just don't want to. I'm uncomfortable. I'm good. I don't want you in here. Go over there. Go over that way. Okay. It's very simple. Oh, that's crazy. So I'm seeing the comment right here from I'm stuttering right now. I'm sorry. I get some water. So they're allowing biological men to compete against women in bikini competitions, like bodybuilding competitions. That's crazy. They shouldn't be doing anything like that, because if you can have men compete against women in the competition about their body, then why have a separate division? Just have everybody compete at the same time. It's too many ways you can manipulate. It's too many ways to kind of defeat that system to work in your favor as a man. So either we're going to have intramural stuff going on, or we're going to have division of men and women based on biology. I don't care how you look or how you identify. You can identify as wherever you want. It's like, sir, all right, sir, you might be a heavyweight champion boxer, and when you go home at night, you put on the wedding dress. All right, man, whatever. Just like Dennis Rodman. Remember Dennis Rodman? Now, Dennis Rodman would wear a wedding dress before the game and go out there and play against who? The men, and grab about 48 rebounds and no points. But the point is, he would compete against other men, not women. But nowadays, if you didn't let this guy compete against the women, you'd be considered some type of homophobe. I don't even think Dennis was gay. He was just weird like that. He was just weird like that. This person now would be considered a woman. Dennis is 6'8" and strong as an ox. I'm talking about if Dennis was to hit you one time, I don't care if you male, female, you're gonna your knees are going to buckle. All this right here, all this below your nose is going to be just in shambles. You're going to need a whole brand new set of, you're going to be wearing dentures for your whole life if this man would hit you. He wasn't super overly big, but he was just super strong. I remember back in the day, like when I was playing basketball and stuff, I was big. Like I'm big now, but I was probably my same size right now when I was like 14 or 15. I remember playing basketball. I wasn't good, but I was like a little small Shaq. I can back you down because I had so much strength and power and size. But it was this one kid that came to the neighborhood. He was like half of my physical size, but I tried to back him down. That arm wasn't going nowhere. That arm was like a metal bar on my back. I was like, what in the world? What you been eating, sir? Like, just country strength. That's Dennis Rodman. So imagine this guy playing against a bunch of women on the basketball court. It'd be totally unfair. Totally unfair. And that goes with any kind of thing. Okay? Bikini competitions, Miss Universe, swimming, boxing, MMA, whatever it is. That's a good question. So why is Dennis wearing a dress? Women got on tuxedos. That's a really good question. I never saw that before. This was my first time seeing that the women had on tuxedos. He was wearing a dress. Dennis was weird like that. Dennis right here, Dennis was probably dating Carmen Electra, and at that time, Carmen Electra was like, Carmen Electra was amazing back in those days. Hold on, I'm gonna find a picture of Dennis and Carmen. Dennis was just weird like that. Why can't people just be weird and eccentric and strange? And why can't it just be that rather than being transgender? You see what I'm saying? It's crazy. So Dennis Rodman, Carmen Electra. Let me see if I can find a picture of them together. So yeah, that's Dennis and Carmen Electra. Probably like 95, 96, right around that time. That's the Chicago Bulls time. Yeah, Carmen Electra was something else. Now, remember, Dennis is 6'8". Okay, he's humongous. And she's not that short herself. Of course, he's much taller than her, but he's 6'8". She's probably about a good 5'8", 5'9". How tall was she anyway? Hold on, let me see. Oh, she was not that tall, 5'3". I'm tripping. But she has on heels right there, I'm sure. So yeah, he was dating women like that. And he had a bunch of girls that were just like that at that time when he had on the wedding dress. People just can't be weird anymore. They got to be something else. And speaking about being weird or something else, I saw something that says, how about this? If you Google something, it might be a little bit gross, but not really. It's just like a human bodily function, right? We know what women go through once a month. You know, if you've not had menopause or whatever. But Google this question, right? Hold on. Matter of fact, I'm gonna see if I'm gonna do it right in front of you. I'm gonna do it right in front of you so you know I'm not making it up. Okay, hold on one second. Let me make sure that the coast is clear. All right, let's do it this way. Can men menstruate? And here's the answer that pops up, right? Right on top, these results right here are curated by Google. They're curated, meaning they're put up there by a team at Google. It's not an automatic thing that pops up. So I typed, can men menstruate? And it says, having a period is not a feminine thing. And people of all genders menstruate, including non-binary people, agender people, and even plenty of men. Menstruation doesn't change anything about your gender. It's just a thing that some bodies do. That some bodies do. Not somebody as in a person, like a random person, just some physical, actual bodies. Some bodies menstruate. So you could be a man, a woman, whatever you want to call yourself, you can menstruate too. Which is completely bogus. I mean, now I don't know about y'all, the other men in the chat, but I've been a man all my life. I don't know how the menstruation part can happen. Is it possible? Like, where is it going to come from? I don't have the equipment to menstruate. I don't have, you know what I mean, ovaries and all that good stuff, eggs. I'm not going to release no egg from my body. Where's it going to come from? I don't have eggs to release. So how am I going to menstruate? Can I get pregnant too? Like, how am I going to carry the baby? How am I going to deliver the baby? Where's it going to come from? Is it going to come from the front or the back? What are we doing? But I digress. That is what you see right now on Google if you type, can men menstruate? And I'm leading up to another video here that I have. It won't be of anybody doing anything crazy like that. This is of a discussion at a, where is this? Hold on. This is in the Minnesota House. So the Minnesota State House, not of the federal government, but the Minnesota State House. You have a white woman here. Now, don't get triggered. I'm not being racist, but if you ever see a white woman wearing the Edgar hairstyle, and you guys know what the Edgar hairstyle is. Shout out to all the Mexicans out there. But the Edgar hairstyle, I'm gonna show you the Edgar hairstyle first, then I'm gonna show you this clip. Okay. If you ever see a white woman wearing this hairstyle right here with a pair of colored glasses on, oh, you know it's about to be crazy. You know whatever they say is going to be crazy. And as a matter of fact, this is a pretty good Edgar. You know, you got the fade on the side, the nice crisp edges on the ears, fade in the back. Okay, the Dumb and Dumber on the front. This is a nice, clean Edgar. But if you got a messy Edgar haircut and colored frame glasses on the white woman that's about 22 years old, 25, 28 years old, it's going to be nuts. So let's go ahead and roll that clip.
I would encourage the committee to vote no on this amendment for a few reasons: practical, financial, social, emotional. First, there are a lot of schools that are moving towards gender-neutral bathrooms, and if we add female, we might become obsolete very quickly. Second, not all students who menstruate are female. We need to make sure that all students have access to these products. There are obviously less non-female menstruating students, and therefore their usage will be much lower. And that was actually calculated into the cost of this and how much we decided to fund it. And so we do not expect that the non-female menstruating students will use these products as much as the students using female bathrooms, but it's important to have them there. And that brings me to...
So they're trying to put feminine products in men's bathrooms. Okay, that's the whole thing. So the bottom of this says school districts required to provide access to menstrual products for students operating capital A increase to fund school district purchases of menstrual products and money appropriated. So they're trying to say, okay, let's put these products that are for women, for girls, let's put them in the boys' bathroom too, because they may not necessarily be a woman and still menstruate. Okay, that's where we're going. That's where we hate it. So your boy is going to school, and right at the front where he washes his hands, there's going to be some tampons and pads and some whatnots right there.
To just the social emotional reasons for that. These students who are not female, who menstruate, face a greater stigma and barrier to asking for these products. And so providing them in an easily accessible place in all student bathrooms is particularly important for those students.
So yeah, that's pretty much what's going on. So again, if you see this haircut right there, you already know what time it is, okay? The red and the black little combination, that's nice. Okay, I got the red and black right here, we match. But the Edgar and the glasses, you already know what time it is. If you see that and you don't hear something woke, then you've run into a unicorn, straight up. But that's kind of what's going on. And that's how the LGBT agenda gets into schools. If somebody is an adult and they're gay, I don't care. But why are we trying to manipulate the children? You know, kids pretty much do whatever they see, and whatever they're taught in school over and over again, they're pretty much going to internalize that. So you're confusing these children. You're confusing them from an early age. And at a certain point, you got to ask yourself, why are they confusing them? Is it because they are confused themselves, or is it because they want to indoctrinate them into thinking a certain kind of way, or to behave in a certain kind of way that they would like more for themselves? You know, some people can't reproduce, so they want to reproduce their ideology through indoctrination. And we're seeing it happen right now all over the public school system in the USA. Okay. That's what's going on there. Somebody says men use tampons to stop nosebleeds. I've never in my life done that. I've had nosebleeds before. Get some tissue paper, put your head back. That's simple. I'm not putting no tampon up my nose. I don't think we don't gotta do all that. You could do that, I suppose, but I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna be applying no tampon to my nose. That ain't really gonna happen. But I digress. If you like what you're hearing so far, please give the video a thumbs up. Like the video, share the video, do all of that good stuff. We got quite a few more things going on. Speaking of Christianity, Christians, shout out to my main man from the Philadelphia Flyers, Ivan Provorov, for refusing to wear the Pride Night jersey. And let me see if I can find that clip right quick. But yeah, he's a Russian Orthodox Christian. He is from Russia originally, but he grew up he moved to the U.S. He was like 13. So you may not hear a real strong Russian accent because he's been stateside for about half his life. He's like 25, 26 years old. Been there since 13. So there's that. Shout out to Ivan Provorov and also his coach, John Tortorella. I'm going to play the coach's response first, and then I'm going to play what Ivan said. Ivan is the player, and the coach will go first. Let's go ahead and roll it.
John, turning away from the game for a second, Ivan Provorov wasn't in warmups before the game. There was a report that he wasn't in warmups because he didn't want to wear the Pride jersey for Pride Night. Do you have any comment on that?
Yeah, I think the organization has sent out a release regarding the organization, the beliefs that we have and how we feel about it, and really a great night. With Provi, he's being true to himself and to his religion. This has to do with his belief in his religion. And it's one thing I respect about Provi. He's always true to himself. And so that's where we're at with that.
Was there any consideration on your part when he chose not to wear the jersey to not play him as a result?
No. I'm not going to answer many more questions on it because I just think it's unfair. I know you're going to probably talk to Provi, but yeah, I'm not going to spend a lot of time on it. I think it was a great night in celebrating. Organization has put out a statement, and I'm not going to get too deep into the conversation. Those are the comments as far as Provi. We talked as a team and with Provi, and that's where we're at.
So a little backstory. They have a Pride Night where they change the colors of their logo into the LGBTQ elemental P flag. And when I say that, I'm not even trying to be funny because they got the brand new flag, right? Or one of the newer flags that has a black and a brown stripe. But hold on, before I continue, I got to talk about that. I got to talk about the Pride flag, the new Pride flag they got, right? Hold on. Let's go to Flyers Pride Night. Let me see if I can find the image that I need to show you guys. Okay, matter of fact, here it is. This may not be the exact night that happened like the other day. Matter of fact, nah, let's do this. This would be better. It won't be so distracting. So here it is. So here's what they had on the Jumbotron. Okay, Wells Fargo Center, welcome to Pride Night. And they have the Philadelphia Flyers logo. You see the P with the wing. They have that changed into the Pride colors. And you see the flag on the left and the right-hand side, and then the Pride Night on the right-hand side as well. Now, the flag is not just the Pride colors, right? The rainbow that's sold from the Christians, not just that. They also have the brand new colors in it. They have, you can see it more on the right-hand side. It's not as washed out, but on the right-hand side, they have the black and the brown stripes added because it's not enough just to have the LGBT represented and just about being LGBT. It's not only about that. It's about the racial components as well, because you can't leave the black and the browns out. And I hate that term, black and brown. I hate that term so much because what they mean by black is me, and brown they mean non-white. Well, last I checked, I'm brown. Is this black or am I brown? This microphone is black. I'm brown. So what are we talking about? I hate that term so much. It's just like people of color. That is the same thing as saying colored people. It's just fancier. You know, it's like they put some basil on it and put it in the oven. It's like it's the same piece of chicken. You got 2 spots of basil on it. Okay, congratulations. You've become fancy. I'm still eating the same baked chicken from yesterday. You ain't really do nothing to it. You just made it a little bit, teeny bit more fancy. Put some parsley on the table, on the plate. All right. Thank you for doing that, but it's still the same thing, but I digress. So that flag I hate. Oh, and there's also the light blue and light purple stripe. That's for the trans. Okay, so yeah, you got to have all the colors in there. There's another flag that has Ukraine in it. It's like, man, okay, you pretty much just putting whatever in there at this point. You putting black and brown and trans and Ukraine and all of that in there. It's only a matter of time before they put something about underage in there. Oh, it's coming. You already know what's going to happen. You know what's going to happen. You know it's going to happen. We got drag queen story time. We got these kids being taught about some weird stuff in kindergarten, first grade, second grade. We got that going on. It's only a matter of time before they put that in there. And shout out to all my gay homies out there, my regular normie gay homies. They're not into all this. I'm not into the LGBT lifestyle myself. Obviously, that's not my thing. That's just not me. I love women personally. But if somebody's gay, I don't really care about that part. What I care about is when they want to push that on regular people, especially children. Leave the kids alone. Leave the kids out of it. Why are you trying to tell little kids, little toddlers, you know, running around playing with Lego blocks and Barbie dolls? Why are you trying to tell them about being LGBT? For what? Leave them alone. If they want to come to you as an adult and explore, then that's their business. I can't stop that. I'm not going to encourage anybody to do that because that's not what I'm into. But if an adult wants to do that, then so what? As long as anybody breaking no laws, as long as the laws ain't being broken, then whatever. But leave the kids alone and don't try to indoctrinate us or force me to play into your whole thing. You know, they got Big Bruce, right? And by the way, Bruce Jenner, I'm 6'3", about 215 right now, 220. I've been eating cookies and stuff. I'm 6'3", 220 right now. Bruce Jenner, a.k.a. Caitlyn, is my size. The feet are big. The feet, you ever see Bruce Jenner's feet? I'm talking about dogs, boats, all right, canoes, kayaks, humongous. It's like, Doc, are you like? Can you put on a Cinderella slipper? You need to get some Shaq shoes rather than some heels. Your feet are humongous, sir, ma'am, Sam, whatever the pronouns are. But I digress. I don't really want to watch Fox and see Bruce, aka Caitlyn, come on there and try to act like that's really a woman. If that person wants to identify as that, then go for it. I'm not trying to stop them, her, z, him, whatever the pronouns are. But why I got to play along with it? Why do I get in trouble when I don't call somebody a certain pronoun? Why is everybody like, you got to leave, sir? It's like, I ain't do nothing. I'm just calling the space. All right. I'm in the Starbucks, right? And I'm seeing this dude looking like Eli Manning behind the counter with some earrings on. And I got to believe or just know that that's a woman or they identify as a woman. It's like, look, man, I see Elisha Manning. I see Peyton Manning's whole family in your face. You got the forehead the size of a whole cell phone. Your forehead is this tall. Your forehead is like this, man. I see somebody that could be an NFL Hall of Fame quarterback in 5 years if you apply yourself. Go to college, get that arm on you. You 6'4", crazy wingspan, no ability to scramble, pocket passer. You'd be great. I don't see a woman. Why I got to play along with it? But I'm getting triggered talking about it, and I know there's at least one person offended, so I digress. The point is that whatever you do, that's your business, but don't try to involve me in it. Same thing I said earlier. It's like, look, if you get jammed up, don't mention my name in the PP loan situation. You get arrested, you get locked up. ABL, man, they got us. They didn't get us, they got you. I don't commit crime. You committed crime, sir. Same thing. If you want to call yourself a woman and you're not a woman biologically, all right, go for it. I support you in your endeavors, but I'm not going to be, I don't know you. So I'm over here, but I digress. So shout out to my man, Ivan Provorov. Oh, I almost forgot about Ivan himself. I got so caught up in what I was talking about. Let's go back to what Ivan said about refusing to wear the pride warm-ups. And let me show you guys the pride warm-ups before we continue here. Let me see. New York Post. What was that? The Flyers. Yeah. There we go. Okay, so here is an example of what the sticks look like. You see the pride colored tape on it. And that's the I told you earlier, the whole Jumbotron with the Pride Night stuff on it. And then here is what the warm-ups look like. The stick is a little bit different. It has the pride tape all up and down the actual handle of the stick. And you see where it has the numbers and the pride colors on the sleeves, on the back, probably on the front as well. So Ivan did not participate in the warm-ups at all because he wasn't trying to do that. He was just trying to abide by his Orthodox religion and just not participate. So let's go to what he was talking about here.
Everybody, I respect everybody's choices. My choice is to stay true to myself and my religion. That's all I'm going to say. Like I said, that's all I'm going to comment on that. If you have any hockey questions, I would answer those.
He has a great demeanor. He's like, look, okay, I'm not trying to offend anybody. It's not about being against anyone. I'm just following my religion. And hey, I'm not really trying to talk about that. I talk about hockey. I'm a hockey player. That's what I'm here for. I'm not here to talk about no politics, nothing like that. I love his demeanor. Shout out to him.
Can you just clarify your religion?
Russian Orthodox.
So with the game tonight, Ivan, obviously Kevin Hayes got a hat trick, and Rasmus.
And then they moved on. So somebody said he did wear it. I didn't see him wear the actual. Warm up. I think there was the warm up jersey, then there was the in-game jersey. I could be wrong about that. Y'all let me know. Hey, that's a good question. Kenyon from Cali says, "What's the point? Also, isn't Pride Month in June?" Exactly. There's all kind of Pride Day celebration, Pride Night, Pride this, Pride that. I don't see the purpose because really, ultimately, at the end of the day, we're talking about people's behind closed doors, bedroom behavior. Why is that my business? That's not my business. Whatever you do behind closed doors is your business between you and whoever you're doing it with. As long as everybody's on the same page and the law's being broken, then why do I care? That's not nobody's business. It is what it is. All right. So why must we celebrate that? We're talking about people that have the LGBT lifestyle going on. At a certain point, it's like, all right, what's really going on here? Are you trying to promote your lifestyle or are you just trying to celebrate it? Or is that the same thing? Whatever. But if you like what you're hearing so far, please give the video a thumbs up, like the video, share the video, do all that good stuff. And okay, I got to play some more about Greta Thunberg. Now, Greta Thunberg got quote unquote arrested in Germany, and there was quite a few videos and pictures that came out. You may have seen the main picture of her getting quote unquote arrested. It's pretty much gone viral. Let me see if I can pull it up right quick. I'm gonna pull it up right quick. And matter of fact, I have a comparison to make. If you guys have been here for quite a while, you'll know this comparison pretty well because I covered that story when it came out. The comparison that is not necessarily the news story that just popped out today. So hold on, let's pull these two up and then. So here's the first one, right? Here is Greta Thunberg. How dare you? That's her being arrested at a coal mine in Germany. So here's the backstory behind this picture. So there's a coal mine in Germany that is expanding into a village that must be destroyed. They got to destroy the village to expand the mine because they need the coal. Somebody destroyed Nord Stream 2. So the flow of natural gas to Germany from Russia has been disrupted. So what they got to do is, or was it Nord Stream 2 or 1? Regardless of what, it don't matter. The flow of gas from Russia to Germany has been disrupted. So how are we going to heat these houses? How are we going to continue with our economy? We're having an energy shortage, so we got to expand the coal mine. What are we going to do? Renewable energy? That ain't going to work. They tried that. That failed. So they're going back to coal, nuclear, something, natural gas. Anyway, they got to expand the coal mine, and Greta Thunberg and her cronies were out there about 6,000 deep to protest it. Now, here is Greta being arrested. And as you can see, there's cameras right there, right on the scene. Okay. Now, this went viral, but this was staged. This was 100% staged for the cameras. There's evidence to show it. I'm not making it up. And this is why people don't believe anything they see anymore, because you see a thing, it looks one way, and then it gets proven to not be that way. It gets proven to be false every single time without fail. Well, not every time, but it happens too often. It's to the point now where it's predictable. You expect these things to be proven to be false. That's kind of what's going on. So let me pull up some other some videos to prove it. And I'm also pull up the comparison I made to a different incident that happened a few years back. It's been about 6 years now since this incident happened. Time flies. It's crazy. But let me pull up. So here's the other incident I was referring to. Remember D-Ray McKesson from Black Lives Matter? Remember him? He usually has on a blue vest. I'm not sure what the blue vest is. It's like he got arrested because the blue vest is not on him. So this is D-Ray McKesson looking like a black Charles Manson, dead in the eyes, crazy in the eyes, right? Getting arrested. And he's front and center of the camera. This is clearly a thing that he wanted for himself. He probably put that on his wall in his house in the frame, okay? Yeah, it's been a long time ago. This is 2016. So actually about almost 7 years ago, this happened. 2016. Yeah. Long time ago, man. Time flies. So that's him, D-Ray McKesson, and then there's Greta Thunberg. Same energy. Dead crazy eyes, look half away, kind of nuts. Right front center, stage picture, looking right at the camera. Right at the camera. I mean, and this one right here is not even trying to hide it. Camera right there, and then camera right there. I think it's a camera right there. Yeah. It's like a gimbal or something like that with a cell phone on it. So and not even trying to hide it anymore. But when you see this picture, you would see it kind of cropped. You would see this media guy cropped out and that media guy cropped out. And all you would see is Greta just being carried with the crazy, straightforward look going on. Okay. And then you got D-Ray right here, looking straight ahead. It's the same picture. Same thing. Okay. And they're both grifters, both got their own thing going on. D-Ray was the guy that was out in front of Black Lives Matter at one point. And then when I don't know what happened to him. I think he pretty much got some money and left. Because I remember he was like the face of the movement for a while out there with the blue vest on. He got a big bag of money and left. And then they put out the 3 women to be the face of it. But their uniting bond is that they're all LGBT. D-Ray was LGBT and so were the women. It's like, is there an agenda here? Like, what's going on? But I'll move on. So that whole thing with Greta was staged. Let me pull up some videos of the whole situation. There's quite a few of the arrest. Okay. So here's a video. So you can see that they're just out there posing with her, taking pictures. People are laughing and smiling like ain't nothing going on. She's laughing and smiling. And like I said in my video, when I see an arrest of somebody, like if I watch Cops, remember the show Cops? It might still come on Fox Nation. But when I watch the show Cops and you got Billy Bob, the meth head getting arrested, it's not so jovial. There's cameras around, of course. Everybody knows it's being recorded, but it's not so jovial. It's like, okay, sir, get to the paddy wagon immediately. It ain't no posing around, laughing, smiling, boom mics everywhere. Did you see that in the background? It was a boom mic right there. It's a TV production. Okay, you got boom mics, cameras, posing. Are these cops right here, or are they actors? This whole thing might be a fraud. And if you don't know what Greta Thunberg is, obviously she's like a quote unquote climate activist, kind of like Al Gore. People were commenting talking about, oh, she's a child, ABL, 20 years old, not a child at all. 20 years old, you're a full-grown adult, period. I don't care. A young adult, yes, but an adult nonetheless. Point blank, period. And if you're out there as a public figure, you can get criticized. I don't care. You could be a little kid, but you're not. You're 20 years old. You're an adult. You appear to be 12 years old in the faith, but you're 20 years old. Look at this. More posing. Cameraman right there. It's crazy. I mean, big telephoto lens. You got basically TMZ on the scene. Not literally, but figuratively right there on the scene. Posing for the pictures. It's crazy. They're holding her wrist. She's looking straight into the camera. This is posing. Brought to you by Pfizer. Yeah, there you go. So here's one shot where you see the camera guy backing up. Camera guy's backing up as they're walking forward. Another camera guy right there. It's crazy. And then we have more. Here's the actual arrest video where she was getting carried. Okay, there's the actual arrest of her getting carried. You see all the cameras. 1, 2, 3, 4 cameras. Okay, that's her right there getting arrested. All nonsense. All nonsense. And then let's look at it some more. Here is another angle. Here's a different place where they were posing for different pictures. So it wasn't just right there before the actual carrying away. There's a little hill right here, and they got two guys standing up over her as she sits down. Another posing place. And everybody's laughing, having a good time. It's crazy. Look at the faces. I mean, is that like somebody's getting arrested? Does that appear to somebody like that's in trouble or something? So if all of the laughing and big smiles are going on, what's the point in getting arrested then? And remember, there were 6,000 so-called protesters there. So why is the focus on Greta Thunberg? It's because this is all fake. Or at least the commotion around her is fake. All right. And then that's the police at the actual protest getting pushed in the mud. So they were getting stuck inside the mud. It's like some kind of quicksand. I don't know what was happening. But that can be very dangerous because if you get pushed over in that, you can snap your legs because you can't move. You see, you can't move right here. So if you get pushed over, that can actually hurt you. If you don't fall with your knees and you fall like your shins and whatnot, that can damage you for real. You know, and you getting further and further in there, that can really be a problem. But that happened. And here's a video that you guys got to watch. I did a not TikTok, pardon me. I did an IG video on this, and it's pretty much going up right now. It's kind of like going viral on Instagram. And follow me on Instagram, by the way, Instagram.com/Anthony B. Logan. Follow me there. But y'all listen to this video and watch the video. And to tee it up for you right quick. So Greta Thunberg's out there protesting for green energy, right? She wants more renewable energy, not dirty coal and gas and fossil fuels. She wants more electric and that kind of stuff. But in order to get this electric that she's speaking of, what do you got to do? You got to mine inside the earth. You got to get things like cobalt, zinc, lithium, and other like rare earth minerals. And a lot of that is being mined by China in Africa. And China does not care about human rights or trying to pay anybody an appropriate wage, nothing like that. They don't care. You got little kids out there, 5, 6 years old, mining to be able to eat food. But let's go ahead and play this clip, and then I'll come back. 30 seconds.
And in the most wretched conditions, Dorsan is ordered to retrieve the sack he's forgotten. There's an urgency now. The rains make this dangerous work even more risky. And Dorsan's told in no uncertain terms he risks a beating if he messes up again. Dorsan, with Richard beside him, have worked all day. They're 8 and 11 years old. Even this punishing work doesn't guarantee enough for food. Dorsan hasn't eaten for 2 days now. This is what helpless looks like.
So, all right, Greta Thunberg. Now, you wouldn't be this big champion for the earth and all this and that, like a altruistic person trying to get renewable energy. But do you know what it takes to get that? Do you know what it takes to get that? Now, I understand somebody's going to say, well, look, you're part of the problem. You have cell phones. I understand that you have these lithium-ion batteries in cell phones, and I know where it comes from. But I'm not trying to pose as some kind of super righteous, virtuous person. I'm not even that kind of person. I'm not a bad person, but I'm not going to be out there thumping my chest about some, hey, you know what? I'm doing what's best for the world. I'm a global hero, and I'm a climate change activist. I'm not posing myself as that. But if you pose yourself as a climate activist, as a person that's there for the little guy and whatnot, but you're trying to advocate for more renewable energy, well, how about them that are out there mining the metals, the rare earth minerals for you to be able to have the renewable energy? How about them? Like, why go to Germany for a photo op at a coal mine rather than going to DR Congo where they got to mine on that cobalt for you? Huh? How about let's go there and focus on that? If you want to be that person that is posed as some kind of altruistic savior of the planet, that's not me. I'm a normie, essentially. But she is supposed to be some kind of savior figure. All right, then be that, for real. That's just what that is. So yeah, shout out to Greta Thunberg and that ridiculous photo shoot that was supposed to be an arrest. That was crazy, but you know what? Like I said earlier and in the video, this is why people don't believe in the media anymore. They don't trust anything they see because far too often we see fake stuff passed off as real stuff. Far too often. And it's to the point where it's like, man, why even try to decipher what's real and what's fake? I'm going to assume everything I see on TV and the media is fake, and then I'm going to try to figure out through my own investigation if it's real or not. Or I'll just say it's fake and just leave it at that. It's probably easier to do it that way. But I digress. Boomhauer says, private jet savior with no figure. Exactly. There you go. There you go. All right. Yeah, you're right about that, Frank. Frank says the kid was lucky it was raining and the heat is deadly. Oh, yeah. Like if you're in DR Congo somewhere by the equator, the heat there is it's unbearable. And you out there working, forget about it. And then access to water is kind of an issue. Man, you can die out there doing that kind of work. But, you know, you got to be the savior of the planet, too, if you go to Thunberg. So you go to a nice European hamlet and just have a photo op right there. Not too far from home. You're from Sweden. Right out the street. Take a little private jet straight from Malmö to Dusseldorf and take a drive to the coal mine. Little photo op. Go back to the house. Maybe go to London or something like that. Since you're out the country, go somewhere else. Go to Berlin. Go to France, go to Paris, go to London and hang out and go back home on a private plane, private jet. That's how it'll work. Somebody says, Greta ate Hansel. Hilarious. Oh, man. Shout out to Hansel and Gretel. Wow, y'all took it all the way back to the 80s for me. Hansel and Gretel, the little fairy tale. Greta ate Hansel. That is hilarious. But if you like what you're hearing so far, please give the video a thumbs up. Like the video, share the video, do all that good stuff. And I think I didn't cover the ATF rule yet. I might have some more videos I got to show you guys before I get to the calls. There might be some more videos in here. There was quite a bit going on. Oh, have you guys seen the whole Bank of America situation going on? So apparently, Bank of America is having a problem right now. So Bank of America, a lot of people's accounts are missing quite a bit of money, and they're calling customer service and they have no answers. Let me see if I could play this right quick. It might be some cussing, hopefully not. But if you got little kids, don't blame me, blame the white man. Let me go ahead and just play it.
Bank of America and everybody's missing money. I'm also missing money over $1,300, and they're telling me to call customer service. And they keep hanging up on people. This another person here is also missing money. So we're trying to see what's going on. Money's missing today, and we need our money. And they're already telling us to call customer service, and customer service ain't doing nothing about it. So just a heads up, if anybody's experiencing this, please let us know, because this is not right. I'm missing $1,400 from my account, and they're telling me that there's no way they can help us. This guy's missing money too. This other person is missing money too. And you missing money too? There you go. So this is not something that's just one person. This is everybody's happening to them. And this is crazy. This is very crazy. Yes, Bank of America decided to take people's money without their consent. And we're asking what's going on, and they're giving us a runaround. Everybody for the same thing, man. Same thing.
Yeah, so I don't know what's going on with them. Have they fixed the situation by now? Because that was a few hours ago. This was today. Is it fixed? Has anybody experienced that out there in the chat? You know what? I'm going to tell you this. This is part of the reason. First of all, I don't keep any kind of. I have quite a few accounts actually, just for security reasons. Number one, and then number two, I don't put any money in the place where I spend it. If that makes any sense. Well, I have some money in the place where I spend it, but I don't spend that money. I only spend money on my credit card. Only spend money on my credit card. Unless I can't spend it on my credit card. But anything I spend on my credit card, and I pay the credit card off in full every month. I don't want any kind of fraud happening on my account. I don't want money to not be there. I don't want nothing to be happening. I want everything to be copacetic. And that's why I have a big bank that I have a little bit of money in. That's my spending money for that one. And I don't rely on that to be able to, maneuver. My other money is in different places that I only have a card for. So if that's not there, we got a problem. Because I know it's not fraud. I didn't do anything wrong. We got FDIC insurance. We're going to figure out what's happening. Okay. It's not going to be like I don't have the money and I'm out back. Because I don't spend cash anyway. If that makes any sense. But a big bank like that, I'm not going to put all my chickens in that basket, all my eggs in that basket. I refuse, because I know that could happen where all of a sudden you got $1,000 gone, $2,000-$3,000 gone. Yeah, shout out to all the credit unions all day long. Yep. Hey, I don't got no money. I'm broke. I don't got no money. I'm just saying, if I had some money, it wouldn't be all in one place for sure. It'd be kind of spread out. And the account that I spend money from, I don't really have much money in there. I'm talking about like less than $1,000. I don't spend cash, really, not for real. My mortgage, yeah, but that's in a whole different account where you can't even really get to it if you wanted to. I can't even really get that money and just access it in cash. I can't even, nah. But I digress. The whole point is, hopefully you guys not experiencing that. And if you are, I mean, this might be a sign to no longer bank with them, because they've had problems before. They've had some issues before. Bank of America, they're not, it's in the first rodeo. They've had some issues. I was hearing about today, at least, not previously, but today, people were talking about their Zelle payments that were missing, because there were a bunch of Zelle deposits that were all of a sudden gone. And nobody had any kind of reason why or explanation why. Yeah, so if you have Bank of America, please check your accounts, make sure they're okay. Somebody said I got millions. I wish. I ain't no millionaire. I don't got no money. Like I said, I got $5, man. I'll give y'all $5. That's all I got. Okay, that's pretty much it. All right, but if you like what you're hearing so far, please give the video a thumbs up. Like the video, share the video. Hey, I got a decent house, but I got my house before the market exploded. My house right now is worth a lot more than what it was. I almost want to sell it and cash out, but that probably wouldn't be a good idea right now. Okay. Oh man, hey, the credit card offers are crazy. Yeah, the credit card. If you get any kind of money at all, which I don't have anymore. Like I said, I'm broke. I got $5, but if you get any kind of money, they'll offer you more money. but I don't spend cash at all. I only spend cash by like $20 for a tip or something like that, $40 for a tip. I don't really eat super high fancy dining where it's like a big bill. So $100 on the dinner, 2 people, you know what I'm saying? $20 tip, $40 tip in cash. So they don't have to go through their check and get taxes taken out. Yeah, I might use Cash App. Like if I go to a restaurant and I don't have cash on me, I'll ask for the waiters or the waitresses Cash App and give money. I've done that before. Giving them direct cash in their pocket rather than writing a tip on the check, because they go through their check and they got to get tax taken out. Like you get the cash, right? Because the federales can't track that quite yet. That's why they want to have all digital, because they can track it. If you're getting cash payments, they can't track that. Why don't I use cash? Well, I mean, I can use cash, but some things you can't necessarily pay for with cash. And with credit cards, they pay you to use them. You see what I'm saying? So if you spend X amount on a credit card, you get points. You get paid to use a credit card, and it's safer. I'm not trying to lose money. Yeah, I ain't trying to have $1,000 in my pocket at once. I had a credit card, and if the credit card gets lost, I'll just cancel it. Yeah, that's how that is. But yeah, I'm a brokey. I'm a brokey. I don't got no money for real. I'm just saying, if I had some money, that's what I would do. All right. Super chat's on deck. Then I'm gonna get to the calls. The number to call 434-658-1220. I think the Skype issue has been resolved, so we should be able to use the Skype number. But if not, y'all already know what we're gonna do. We're gonna switch it up. It goes to a different number. But the number right now is 434-658-1220. And before I get to the calls, let's get to the super chats, and we're going to get into it here shortly. All right. Hold on one second. Let me go to where it's supposed to be, and we will do that. Give me a second. And today's the 14th. No, today's the 18th. Thank you to Eric Burns Marsh, who says, the Flyers are in 12th in the conference and 5 points out of the playoffs. Reminds me of San Francisco Giants. Why do bad teams get into alphabet BLM drama? That's a good question. I don't know. Maybe they're trying to get more viewership, or it just happens to be that I don't know. Maybe you don't hear about them until they get into some drama. I don't know. That's a really good question. Karen I Am says, hey, from Hampton, Virginia. Love your show. Shout out to you coming from Hampton. You know, I used to live out there in Newport News when I was a little baby, right in a trailer park, Jefferson and Mercury. So not too far from you. Shout out to Buck Road Beach, all the good stuff out there. Shout out to, what's the name of that? Rip Rap Road. Is that out there in Hampton? Shout out to you in Hampton. Thank you to Shelby Pond, who says, hiya with the bow on top. Say, you never cross paths with James Lindsay. I think y'all would talk deep. Not too deep, though. Well, still all get it. James Lindsay, have I talked to James Lindsay before? Wait a minute. Let me make sure that's who I think it is. Okay, nah, I've not met him before, but I know who that is. Yeah, seems like a pretty cool guy to me. Yeah, that'd be a good conversation. But we've not met before, but I'm sure we'll probably cross paths soon. Thank you to Araya Public Insurance Suggestion. It says, if Trump were to win the re-election, could you see him appointing DeSantis to the Supreme Court to replace Clarence Thomas? That's a really good question. I don't think he would do that. I don't think that would be the appropriate thing to do. I think DeSantis is destined for greatness. I think he's destined to be the president. Be honest with you. But that could happen. That'd be a twist right there for sure. They get to know White Guilt, who says, off to another great start, ABL. Thank you for that. Thank you to TC Jizzle, who says, what are your thoughts on Crowder putting out an all call for conservative creators to possibly start a new network? Seeing cracks in the tube yet? Well, that's a really good question. First of all, I think we already have the network and it's called Rumble, because everybody's over there anyway. I'm about to go over there myself and just have my videos there just because. But they got to be able to kind of get it to where you can monetize and all that kind of good stuff. But I think that exists already, number one. And number two, YouTube is YouTube. It's been pretty consistent. But you know what's funny lately is that, well, I'm gonna tell you this what's going on with me, at least. The longer videos, it's harder to kind of make those stick because everything is TikTok-ized nowadays. People just got so much of a short attention span. It's hard to get the long videos to stick. For example, I put out a video today on YouTube about this whole thing of the Greta Thunberg situation. Regular 10-minute video, 12-minute video. It's like getting no views, right? And I have almost 1 million subscribers here on YouTube. I have 1/10 the subscribers or followers on Instagram. And I put out a short about the same issue. And that, as of right now, okay, what are we doing right now? Now, and they were put out at the same time today. That short now has, okay, about 150,000 views. Okay, so it'd be at probably 200K by end of today. And the video that I put out today probably be at 20K. So 200K versus 20K. But the followers on YouTube are almost 1 million and almost 100,000 on Instagram. I don't understand. I don't get it. I think people just want to see the quicker, shorter videos because everything's been TikTok-ized. Everybody wants that short 1 minute scroll. So that's just what that is. So do I see cracks in YouTube? No. I see cracks in people's ability to watch longer form content. That's just kind of what it is. I mean, I'm not complaining because I understand that's how business and things work. That's how technology is. So you got to just adjust. And like I said, Rumble will probably be the place where you would go as a conservative to have a particular platform. If they branded it as that and then put more money, put more cash behind it to get it monetized and better technology, it'd be great. Thank you to Matt Hatter 1776 for the donation. And thank you to, I can't pronounce that name, Triedge 17716, who says the name was pronounced, okay, I got it, Triedge, there we go. I got it this time. The name was pronounced Triedge. I was a teenager into Dot Hat at the time, but there's some money, but here's some money because you're genuinely loved. Thank you for that. I appreciate you. Hey, man. Hey, I got to give you the heart emoji on that one. Now you can have more than $5 cash for emergencies. Hey, thank you for that, man. I'm glad you have given to the fund. I can have more than $5 in my account. I appreciate you, boss. All right. But that'll be it for the supers. Let's get to the calls. The number to call, 434-658-1220. Again, 434-658-1220. Let's go ahead and get rocking and rolling. The number is always in the description, and it should also be right there in the ticker. At a certain point, it'll come across right below the screen. All right. But 434-658-1220. Let's go ahead and get rocking and rolling. All right. If it's going to work, okay, it should work. There we go. 918, you're on the line. Who am I speaking to?
Hey, what's up, ABL? It's JB Scotch from Oklahoma. How you doing, buddy?
It's all good, man. What's going on?
Hey, not a lot. Hey, you're killing it tonight, dude. Your show was awesome. I mean, there's so many topics. It's like every time I call in, I want to write down like some topics that I want to speak about, and then tonight, I mean, it was like 8 or 9 topics. I'm like, well, heck. So I got to pick one out because I don't want to take up all your time.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So I'm going to talk about the dang Velma show on HBO Max.
Oh, yeah. Heard about that.
Oh, my God, man. Oh, my God. Like, okay. It's about, Scooby-Doo. I mean, I grew up in the 80s, man. I learned a lot from Scooby-Doo. That show was awesome. And now Mindy Kaling, the girl from The Office, she created this.
Oh,
And,
so is she behind this? I had no idea.
oh yeah. She's the producer, and she's doing the voice of Velma and everything. Yeah, she's totally behind it. Yeah, and she made it so woke that even everyone's like, no one's liking it. It's not even Democrats like it, you know. And it's like, man, okay, this is what I grew up watching when I was a little kid. So, and she's the same age as me. We're both, well, I turned 43 next month, and she's 43 right now. So it's like, yeah, thanks for ruining my childhood, Mindy, you know. Yeah, I'll never watch that crap. Hell no.
Yeah, I saw some of the clips, man. It looked just ridiculous. Like it was all over the place. Like not just woke, but also disjointed. It's like, what is really going on here? I was confused.
Right. I mean, they made her, you know, a brown person, I guess, if you, whatever you want to call it. I don't know, but they made her a person of color. And Shaggy is a black dude now.
And you know what? They spell his name with an I at the end, so rather than just the Y, Shaggy, they spelled it Shaggi.
Yeah. Yeah, what the heck? Like, what is she trying to do? I mean, come on. And then they made Fred, the white dude, he's just a total goofball now.
Of course.
He's like, yeah, always getting, you know, just falling into trouble and traps and just acting like an idiot, you know. They gotta, I don't know. But anyway, that's okay. That was my topic. I'm not going to do anything else. I'm going to sit back and listen to everyone else. And love you, dude. Love your show, and love all my people in the chat and all the other callers.
Thank you for the call, man. Definitely appreciate you.
All right, later, man.
Yeah, so I saw that they had the Velma show. I thought that Velma was like, she was black, but I guess Velma is supposed to be Mindy Kaling. I guess this is her way of cosplaying as Velma, which is very popular, but I won't go down that road, so I digress. I promise I'm going to digress on that one. Wow. Now it all makes sense. It's all kind of tied together for me. It's clicking all the cylinders. I had no idea that was going to be, that was a Mindy Kaling operation. All right, but you guys are fantastic. You guys on the drill. The number to call, 434-658-1220. Anonymous, call you on the line. Who am I speaking to?
Hi, good evening.
Good evening.
Is it live? I'm so sorry if.
Yeah, you're live.
Noises.
You're live, but turn the stream off for me in the background.
I know. I'm gonna. My little child in here, and I do apologize. How are you?
Oh, it's all good. Can't complain.
I love your show. I recently started watching it, and I really appreciate the content that you provide us with.
Oh, thank you.
I watched yesterday, last night actually, a segment about the Mall of America and the guy who was wearing the Jesus shirt.
Yes.
And I felt like I want to comment to the comment that you said. So first of all, I'm of Somali descent, U.S. American, and a Muslim. And the fact that you said, I mean, there is two group of people, or, you know, that you cannot say anything. And I feel like that's maybe a misconception in a way. For a fact, as a Muslim, we love Jesus. We believe in him. And I know he's coming back. So it's in the prophecy that we have. It's just I would like to set the record and say, you know what, that's not true as far as of Muslim maybe not liking or complaining or, you know, having a special privilege in this country in a way. I don't know. Am I in the wrong direction from what I understood yesterday from what you commented at?
Well, I think what I was saying is that if you are of the Jewish faith or if you're Muslim, you don't get criticized in this country the same way that you do if you are of the Christian faith. And if you are criticized or some kind of thing is said negative about you, there's a big public outcry. It's called a hate crime or you're being racist or something like that. That's usually what happens in this country.
I mean, I see your point. What are you hitting with that? But I'll tell you, maybe this means like this. Standing up for the Jew community, or let's stand up for the Muslim community, or whoever. That is just recently happened. I'll tell you, from 9/11 all the way onward. I mean, the biggest victim is here. It used to be the Muslims. They attack you for whatever. They fabricate, cases against you for whatever. And we know who they are. I mean, it's the government basically. But what I'm saying is, it's like been always the victim that they always dunk on, and then they always, attack. Just being a suspect, just like that. Maybe, I don't know, maybe the picture has changed a little bit. People, they become more like, hey, you know what I mean? It was not that, the picture. I mean, historically, never been like that. And I felt like, you know what, maybe let me correct, let me correct him for a minute and say, you know what, this is not really true. It is, we love Jesus no matter what, and I don't think the picture is out there, like as a Muslim person, we hate Jesus or Christian faith by any mean. Yes, we have differences, but the core almost the same. I mean, it's like similar in so many ways. Nothing is special privilege for us. I can tell you, at least speaking of myself, nothing is special privilege. You walk by anywhere, you are the suspect. If anything happened, oh my God, that's the suspect. So I don't know when the picture changed recently. Just, I'm not saying woke, but at least I'm saying people, they become more like, sympathizer in a way, but that's not historically, the picture. Like, that's not historically what it used to be. Just that's the correct comment that I was trying to tell you that.
Yeah, you got a point there. You have a point. I see your point for sure. So I see what you mean, especially like September 11th, right when that happened. I remember that whole thing, and there was a lot of animosity and kind of uneasiness toward people that were Muslim. Yeah, I see that, but I think times have definitely changed nowadays, because even if there's some kind of animosity toward Muslims or even toward Jews, it's not as accepted in society today in America as it was in the past. And it's more accepted in society to be to have animosity in general toward Christians. Just like in that video that I showed, I don't think that would have happened to anyone else other than a Christian. I don't think the mall security would come up to you and say, "Hey, your hijab is not
your
appropriate."
hijab is like, yeah.
Now,
I see where you're coming from, and that's wrong. I mean, so what? I mean, for at the base. And the basic and the bare minimum, I see there is a freedom should be practiced, right? I'll tell you this: it's not about religion alone, but I will tell you what is happening in this country. To me, in my opinion, it's like decaying in so many ways. Unfortunately, it's decaying into so many things. It's a problem to see a guy wearing a shirt about Jesus. And that's a problem that you have to get out of the mall. Maybe that's what it was. The story. I don't know to what extent the story is, but it's wrong to wear a Jesus or anything that it has, religious base into it. But if you walk semi-naked, that's fine, and nobody's going to talk to you. So you know what I'm saying? Like, there is so many decaying is happening, and that's, I think, this country or the Western society in general, they separated the religion out of their lives. So it's a secular. You do your religion in your home or your synagogue or church or mosque, but do not bring it out. So there is nothing in that regard that is considered normal. But if you go naked, I'm so sorry to say this, but if you're LGBT and you're going out there, that's normal.
Yeah.
If you wear Jesus, it's not normal. You see what I'm saying? So I see it's so much separation. It started as a secular, but then now become more decaying. No, like faith isn't accepted. I don't know. Maybe if I put Allahu Akbar and then go out there, maybe I will be kicked out. So I don't know. I mean, that's a questionable. But I mean, I see that it's happening, and unfortunately, it's rapid declining that I see. Stuff that is not morally accepted, that they're trying to force down our throat. I see so many things that I would I agree with you probably as a Christian? I would agree a lot with a lot of the stuff that is happening, like this forced indoctrination to our kids, teaching them stuff that is not really, benefit them at all, teaching them about, this is what's your gender. If you are confused, they're confusing children. They're already confused. Why are they confusing them more? So that's one thing I would have agreed with you, and I'm sure there is no problem as far as that regard. The religion has been stripped out of our day-to-day practices, unfortunately, and it's kept into the home or into the mosque or into the church or the synagogue. Nothing about religion that would be practiced. I mean, I don't think, God bless you, if I said it, it wouldn't be acceptable anymore. Unfortunately, that's where we're heading as a society. That's what I see, the decaying in this country, unfortunately.
You got a very good point. I thank you for your call. I definitely appreciate you. Great call.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it. And you know what? God bless you. And I hope we will have better interaction than this. This is my very first call, and I'm kind of a little shaky in here. I do apologize if I'm taking too much of your time, but I appreciate your show. I love it. Thank you very much, and God bless you.
Thank you for the call. Appreciate you. God bless you.
Bye-bye.
She did great. Great call. I couldn't tell she was nervous. Very good call. Yeah, made a lot of good points. I understand what you're saying, especially like 9/11 time. And then, there's like kind of like a lot of animosity toward people if you're Muslim, a lot of stereotypes. Yeah, she had a good point. But at the same time, I think if you're Christian, it's just like, it's kind of like being a white man. It's like you could just say whatever and it's not really your problem. Although that doesn't mean that others don't have any kind of issues that they face. Good call. Call line speaking to 437.
What?
Yes.
ABL?
Yes, sir.
Whoa, man. Every time I call him, my mind goes blank. And then all of a sudden I'm rendered like almost speechless and I can't do very well, but I'll just try and focus somehow. Hey, you know what I think is funny? The way you say, what's going on? What's going on? I think that's funny.
Is that how I sound?
Yeah, you have this little accent. You
okay.
Go, what's going on? Ha ha ha. Like that.
Right, no doubt.
All right. Let me try and focus on one little thing. Maybe if I shrink, it'll be easier. And I usually do a lot better than this, but you don't know that, so I'll just not that shameful. Okay, so basically, I noticed one thing with first of all, I was gonna say left wing nut, but I just want to make it clear because I don't want to be used as a tool to mislead the flock. Because sometimes people have good intentions, but other people have ill intentions. Some people, I could be like, don't trust left wing nuts, which would be true, but don't forget that George Bush was labeled as, and George Bush Sr. was labeled as conservative. But even if you're Ronald Reagan, the CIA used to call Ronald Reagan, what did they used to call him? Not useful idiot. They call him something else. The old man. Because he would come to him with a false scenario, if you will. To the best of my recollection, it's my understanding they would. And he would just sign it off because he would think that he's doing well for the country he loves. He was the president that said the less government, the better. And to paraphrase, Ronald Reagan also said, the worst words you could ever hear from the government is, what does it go? He probably knows better than I. We are the government and we're here to help you. Anytime I notice the government putting their fingers in every nook and cranny of everything, they're the most, no disrespect, but typically, practically always the most incompetent, inept, laziest, most foolish. Let me tell you, one step forward, 10 steps backwards. And it's like in this part of town, I'm not specifying where I am for safety's sakes, I guess.
Yeah.
Although you said my area code, I guess. But over here, it's like, check it. Okay, double check it. There's this weird left-wing nut agenda. Although the devil comes in every shape, size, color, weight, class, and a white snake can bite you as bad as a black snake, Malcolm X's daughter had stated, and rightfully so. Just had to get that out because that's my first point. Over here, they go as far as to hire people who can't speak English. I was in the library, and I asked the lady, can you please give me a book on LSAT or any DVDs on LSAT? She said, Cow moon? What does a cow and the moon have to do with LSAT? I said, no, I'm looking for a book. Then she said, yeah, yeah. I thought, what? I had to correct her, try and bring her around 5 times until her colleague said, no, he's looking for a book. And she didn't know what she was doing. How did she get here? Like, I don't know like, I guess I don't care about if I'm mislabeled. Because I know nowadays people mislabel truth as being something else. They mischaracterize. It's like the latest trend. Usually talk a lot. Are you still there?
I'm listening, boss.
Oh, cool. And it's like they're hiring people who, it's like, can you hire someone at McDonald's? Like, okay, check it. That's a good one. I was at McDonald's. I walked in last week and I said, excuse me, do you guys sell Egg McMuffin? Because over here, they only sell it typically in most restaurants between on or about 7 till I think 9 or 10 a.m. in the morning. But other locations, they have it around the clock. So I thought, ask her. And she gave me this side eye and cut eye. So I said, excuse me, do you sell Egg McMuffins at this hour? Because maybe she doesn't understand to what degree, or it's kind of subjective. She mumbled something under her breath and walked away, which is pretty rude. I said, excuse me, to the glass, right? Because they're still trying to do a scaremongering with the scare-demic, scam-demic. And do you sell Egg McMuffins? Don't just walk off. So then this, what I would say is Uncle Tom, I don't know, he's showboating, grandstanding.
Okay, all right. Hold on. You got to kind of like get to your central point, because you kind of scattered a little bit, a little teeny bit scattered. I need you to be a little bit more focused.
All right, so basically, this dude or dudette, whatever, he said, she's new. I go, doesn't matter if you're new or not. Like, what? Like, basically, I'm wondering, is this about quotas? Because I'm seeing a lot of incompetence. Is adding to the detriment of our country. And don't North Americans need jobs? North Americans need jobs. We're in a recession, possibly heading into a Great Depression, if you're good at detecting pattern and frequency like Nikola Tesla. So this dude, he jumped. Yo, check it. He ran outside and to assault me. Then he picks up the yellow sign, the floor is wet sign, and tries to over do WWF stuff. I'm thinking, I called McDonald's and they didn't even call me back in 8 days now. They're probably trying to do tape roll over and do nothing about it. A lot of the people who say we got a housing crisis in this country are the very same ones that let all the economic refugees get all the housing.
I got you.
By design, the destruction of our economy and our nation.
I got you, but I got to get to a few more calls, man. So thank you for your call. Definitely appreciate you.
Love your show, ABL.
All right, now appreciate
God bless us. Bye.
Wow, my man. If I don't know, Doc, you gotta just, you know what I mean? You gotta focus your mind a little bit. You kind of scatterbrain just a tad, just a skosh scatterbrain. Be a little teeny bit more focused. My man went talking about McDonald's and the library, Nikola Tesla, within like 30 seconds. It's like, how'd you do that? That's impressive. Okay, let's continue here. 773 on the line, I'm speaking to.
ABL, it's your retired Chicago police officer friend. How are you today?
Well, how about yourself?
I'm good, thanks. Listen, first of all, just a side note, Ronald Reagan was called the Great Communicator, so that was his little moniker. What I wanted to talk about, if since you looked up, men menstruate on Google? Well, I looked up on Google, can men get pregnant? And surprise, surprise, men can get pregnant, according to Google. I understand what their point is. Their point is, if your inner self identifies as a woman, even though you're biologically a man, then they just consider you a woman. So women, not all women, menstruate, according to them. But here's the thing, ABL. Of course, our argument, yours and mine, and the rest of the viewers on this channel, okay? We know that men are men and women are women. Men can't get pregnant. They can't have menstrual cycles, no matter how much they want to delude themselves that they're real women. But here's where they would argue with us our own point. What if a white guy identifies as black? Hey, I identify as black. You must consider me black, even though I'm whiter than white, but you must consider me black. I can use the N-word. I can appropriate what I want, and I want to, join the NAACP. I want to be in the Black Panthers. Hey, I'm black. I might not look black, but I'm black. Then they would say, no, you're appropriating the culture, and you're obviously not black, and you have no right to say you're black. I agree with that. A white guy does not have a right to say he's black. He doesn't identify just because he might think in his mind he's black. It doesn't make him black. And just because you think in your mind that you're a woman, it doesn't make you biologically a woman. I don't mind if you want to wear a dress and go out there. That's fine. But first of all, you shouldn't be cheating real women out of their Olympic glory in sports, because as I've told you before, there's something like 250 high school male seniors that have a bet that can beat the female world record holder in track and field. It's just a fact. So if one of those men, those 250 high school guys, run against the women, they're going to get the gold medal, and that cheats real women out of the gold medal. Just like, making not Bruce Jenner, I'm sorry, Caitlyn Jenner, Woman of the Year, cheats all those women out of Woman of the Year. He's not a real woman. He's a man who feels like a woman and wants to live his life like a woman. Go ahead. But that doesn't make you Woman of the Year, because you're not a woman. Now, I wanted to make another point, ABL. And, I don't really like to promote other people's channels, but there was a good interview. Neil deGrasse Tyson, the physicist or whatever he is. He was on that Valuetainment. And he got into a heated debate with the host of that, a Value Entertainment, Patrick Bet-David, about the vax. And the only thing that Patrick Bet-David said was, okay, he understands about the vaccine, but why make it mandatory where you're going to lose your job? You're no longer going to be able to be a fireman, a policeman, a nurse, or whatever, unless you get the vax. And here was Neil deGrasse Tyson's argument, if you give me a second. Because this is a smart guy, and people look at him, and his words hold a lot more value than the average normie in certain people's minds. But here's was his ridiculous argument. He said that people have a social contract. And he kept saying, if you don't participate in that social contract, which is to get vaccinated so you don't infect other people, if you don't participate in that social contract, there's consequences. Like Typhoid Mary. He brought up Typhoid Mary. You can't just let people go out there and infect everybody else. But here's the thing. In fact, people that have been vaccinated have gotten sick again with COVID and has spread COVID. So their social contract of getting vaxxed, according to his own argument, is null and void, because people that got vaxxed, they still can catch the disease and spread it to other people. So where's the social contract where I don't want to be vaccinated? And he was saying, oh, we wouldn't hold you down to get vaccinated. Nobody, no police or army are going to hold you down and stick a needle in your arm, but there's consequences to not being vaccinated. And this is their argument. And this is from a smart guy. This is their argument. It doesn't hold water. I mean, it gets me triggered just to think of the things that smart people, and he's obviously smart, come up with an argument that just, they don't even live it by it themselves, because they've been vaccinated and they're out there spreading it around. As a matter of fact, it's my contention that they're spreading it more because they say, I'm vaxxed, so now I'm just going to go and stand shoulder to shoulder at Lollapalooza and breathe all over everybody and maybe spread the disease that way. It's completely ridiculous, ABL. Anyway, that's my 2 cents. I don't know what you might think about that, but there you go. Hope everybody has a good night, and thanks for listening to me, ABL.
Thank you for the call, man. Definitely appreciate you.
Thank you.
All right. Great call. Great call. All righty. Les, what's happening?
Hey ABL, how are you?
It's all good. Can't complain.
That's good to hear. You look like you're having a blast on your show tonight.
Oh, definitely. Oh, always.
You said always. That's good to hear. Everybody in the chat too, they seem to be having a blast because everybody's just commenting left and right the funniest things ever.
Oh yeah, the comment section always hilarious. Like I try not to read it all the time because I'm trying to be serious and run the show. Y'all crack me up in there.
I bet. I just wanted to go ahead and comment on the part where you had mentioned on the new variant.
Yeah.
How did we know, ABL? How did we know that this was the plan from the beginning? How did we know that, this one virus was just going to continue mutating into different strands, just like what happens with the flu every single year? How do we know, ABL? Oh my goodness.
I mean, we've already seen it happen. We know what the flu does, and they said it was basically like the cold. So we know there's different kinds of colds. Sometimes it's more severe, less severe. Same thing with the flu. It was just, we could just already see it coming, and we knew that they had a vaccine for it. That's going to interfere with it, and vaccines adapt because they don't want to die. So, of course, it was going to be new strains, different strains, and the vax was not going to really be able to help.
Right. It goes the same thing with the flu shot, though. If you think about it, what have they said before the bug came around? Go and get your flu shot at Walgreens or wherever they offer it, and it's for free. They always want to mention the free part, okay? But it's the same thing with that. People that were getting vaccinated from the flu shot, I mean, they were still getting sick. They were getting injected with the virus. I mean, how else in reality, when you think about the way the anatomy of the body works, how else do you think your body's going to build immunity to something if it's not exposed to it? You get what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So, right. So it's like, it's common sense. So why is it, for example, personal experience, why is it I've never gotten the flu shot ever? None of my kids have either. Why is it that we get sick from the flu once every 4 to 5 years, maybe? And why is it that the individuals, because I've had my grandparents who have gotten the vaccine of the flu shot every single year, maybe twice, 3, 4 times even, they were getting very, very sick from the flu shot. Why is that? That's crazy.
Yeah, because they give you the actual disease, the virus in the shot.
Right. So, but what else did we expect from the COVID shot? I mean, it's the same thing. It's like they're injecting you with the virus already in it. The thing is that the system upped their game because, again, if we really want to get a little bit deep into it, what has Bill Gates always came out speaking about? Decreasing the population by 10 to 15%. And how did he say it? In vaccines, in healthcare, in pretty much everything else. So it's like, you get me? Like, it all adds up. It's sad. But again, like I said, ABL from the beginning, how did we know? We knew this. We knew this.
Absolutely. We saw it coming from the very beginning. They called us conspiracy theorists, tinfoil hat wearers, QAnon, MAGA supporters, all kind of just random stuff. But then we were proven to be right. We're vindicated.
Right. And then two last things. The whole Miss Universe thing, I thought it was funny because that individual stood there and said, "We men."
Hilarious.
Oh my goodness. I wonder where the feminists are, the real feminists, right? I don't see them anywhere, but I guess we can't hold our breath any much longer because I don't think they're gonna come to our rescue. Not this time around, ABO. It's not to their convenience, this whole narrative right now. It's not.
Oh, not at all. Not in the least bit.
That and the whole Greta thing. You had posted this, I think it was like a day ago yesterday, of her. You said caption this. I was like, no way. I honestly thought it was like edited, and I was like, that cannot be her. So right now when you when you put up the story about her, I was like, oh, it's for real, but it turned out to be fake. How did we know? My goodness.
Exactly.
Jesus, the media is so good, honestly. I swear. Like, if it wasn't for them, where would our country be, ABL? Where would it be? You tell us. I don't know.
Probably in a much better place. Yeah, exactly.
All right, ABL. That's why I wanted to come. I just want to make everybody laugh a little bit. But I want to wish you again a wonderful night. The little Patriots said hi. They're scattered a little bit everywhere because they're getting ready for bed. But have a wonderful night. God bless you, and God bless the chat and everyone in the chat as well. Have a wonderful night. You guys take care.
Thank you for the call. Appreciate you.
Baby.
All righty, great call. And thank you guys for being here. You guys are the best audience anywhere on these internets. If you like what you're hearing so far, please give the video a thumbs up. Like the video, share the video, do all that good stuff. The phone lines are blowing up, so y'all give me a second. 213 on the line. Who am I speaking to? 213, hello.
How you doing?
It's all good. Turn the stream down in the background for me, please, boss. Turn the stream off in the background for me.
Hold on.
Okay, I think he got a little bit kind of confused. So when you call in next time, call if you can hear me. Turn your stream off in the background because we can't have the background noise interfere. Let's go to some more calls here. 504, you're on the line. Who am I speaking to?
Hey, ABL. It's Alien Spaceship.
All right, man. What's going on?
Greta didn't need Hansel. I just made a clone of myself, and she ate that.
Okay. Well, there you go.
Yeah. You're right about the Christianity, Christians in our time being mass persecuted. And that's true. And I do believe that we are singled out, but also other groups, have problems in different time periods as well. And that was a caller earlier, the Muslim lady. I've had good Muslim friends in my life. And yeah, they don't believe in the Trinity and that Jesus is a divine being, but they do believe he will return. And there's a lot of similarities. But yes, I do believe that the cultural Marxists and the different people are targeting Christianity specifically because they think it's associated with the colonization and the white people. But Muhammad was white, because in the Jewish people and stuff in Arabia, because there's some Arabians that are white and different shades and colors and stuff.
Yeah, I see where you're coming from on that one, sure.
Right. But, right. And I do agree with that, what you're saying. And also, I know about, people don't always like to generalize things, but, that's my opinion on that. And also the border. I was watching another live stream yesterday about it. And yeah, there's more coming in as you would think. And basically, they're trafficking the fentanyl, and they're pretending like they're trying to come here for work, but they're likely just trafficking the fentanyl, and the Border Patrol is just bringing them in because of the Biden administration.
Yeah, I mean, that's exactly what's going on, and it's pretty clear. We see what's going on with the fentanyl overdoses, all-time high, leading cause of death for most adult Americans, between the ages of 18 and 45. So it's not hard to tell what's going on.
Right, and people are being attacked, and there's all kinds of dangerous things going on, and I'm sure there are people that want to get work and do well, but, there's a lot of shady things going on, and it's unfair, in my opinion, to all the people that came here legally.
That's right. Exactly.
Right. And you do very well, and I like your streams, and that's all I have to say for tonight. Thank you for taking my call.
Thank you for the call, man. Definitely appreciate you.
Okay.
All right. Shout out to my man for the call. And the number to call you guys, 434-658-1220. And the number's always in the description box. 860, you're on the line. Who am I speaking to?
Hey, Bill, it's FNA Ranger Xbox. How you doing, brother?
It's all good, man. What's happening?
Okay, now I don't proclaim to be a religious expert or anything like that. So please, anyone out there can correct me if I'm wrong. But I did read the Bible and some other sources of information. And in 62 years of living on this earth, I cannot find the statement that said Jesus stopped being a Jew. So if you're anti-Jesus, you're anti-Semitic, and my way of thinking. Because
very good point.
Jesus was not a Christian. To be a Christian is to be Christ-like, to be kind to other people, to be giving, forgiveness. But what do I know? Oh, boy. I got a joke for you.
All righty. Go for it.
Attention passengers. This is your captain speaking. We're flying at 36,000 feet, and got some bad news and I got some good news for y'all today. Bad news is I'm having a vaccine-induced heart attack. But the good news is you'll be back on the ground shortly. I'll leave you with that, ABL. You take care. I made that one up.
That's a good one. Thank you for the call. Appreciate you.
You too.
Wow, that's that dark humor, but hey, that was a good one. Shout out to my man. That was a good one. All right, let's go to 470. You're on the line. Who am I speaking to?
Anthony, hey, it's Craig from Wild and Wacky Atlanta. How are you doing, sir?
It's all good, man. How about yourself?
Pretty good. You hear the background noise?
Yeah, I do.
It's a typical day in Atlanta.
I see. I can't tell if that's I can't tell if those are Dodge Chargers or gunshots or a combination of both.
Those were sounds from the World War I trenches in France, actually.
Okay.
I had to turn the violence off so I could hear you better. So
there you go.
Anyway, yeah, man. What's going on with this guy? The guy got arrested in the Mall of America. I saw that video like 2 days ago. That's pretty messed up, man.
Yeah, it's
he
pretty
was not
crazy.
messing with anybody. He just had a shirt on that says Jesus and the coexist with a line slashed through it, which I like. That's great, man.
Yeah, it was a great shirt, but some people, they got offended. And I guess if you wear certain shirts that are deemed offensive by some people, but not everybody, then that's enough to get you kicked out, I suppose. But if you're Christian, if you're other religion, then you probably get a pass.
Yeah, and I like what you said a couple times in the past couple days about Christianity gets like viewed as like the white Western religion.
Yes.
You know, and that is so messed up because there are so many Korean churches here in Atlanta and in Dunwoody and the outside of Atlanta. You know, they're non-white and they're Christian. And I went to a Filipino church one time, and last time I checked, Filipino people aren't white. But it gets branded as being a white religion, and it's not. You know, it seems I go to an Indian restaurant. I notice there's a lot of liberals that like going there, and I wondered why. It's not just because it's exotic food, it tastes good. It's because it appeals to them because it's non-Western, you know, and therefore non-white. So they think, oh, this is great. Let's celebrate this, you know.
Right.
Atlanta's full of too many liberals. It screws up the city, man.
Yeah.
Georgia's so much better once you get outside of Atlanta, like about 20, 30, 40 miles outside of Atlanta. It's more patriotic. It really is, especially like in Kennesaw. Marietta is shot, man. That was very conservative in the 80s when I was growing up with Reagan and everything. So our economy was so good in those days. And, you know, the thing about Reagan is that a lot of black leftists these days are lying about Reagan, and especially in recent years, saying, oh, he was so racist. Well, let's don't forget that Reagan was the first president to designate, you know, MLK Day as a holiday in January 1986. I remember that. I was 16 at the time.
Right.
So if he's so racist, why would he do something like that?
People just
on
say
that day, you know, forward, all the banks and all the government buildings had to be shut down because it was a national holiday, just like any other holiday.
Is that people just say things that they think sound good to them. It doesn't matter if it's true or false. It doesn't even really make a difference. It's all about what they think sounds good, or they say things for the purpose of trying to paint someone in a way that they weren't for their own narrative. Oh, he was a racist, just because they want to make their guy look better.
Yeah, but I've learned that if a conservative is white, they really hate them. Well, they hate them more when they're black. But if a president is liberal, they like them.
Yes.
You know, white and black people, other non-white people like them. But if it's a white conservative, like Trump or Reagan, they get branded as being a racist when they're not racist at all. They just don't like their politics.
Right, exactly.
I hate how people have weaponized race these days. I hate racial politics. I can't stand it at all. But anyway, that's pretty much all I want to say. But one other thing, yeah, it is pretty funny to see Greta Thunberg getting chunked up. She's put on a lot of weight. That's great. How do you get that fat from eating vegetables all the time? I just don't get it.
Hey, no carbohydrates, man. That's all. Carbohydrates, nothing but no proteins. You can't get no muscle mass. You just all fat.
Yeah, but how many calories are in broccoli, carrots, and kale? Not that much.
Well, you know what they're doing. They're eating like a lot of sugar and stuff like that. Okay, well, I got about 15 cookies right here, but they're all vegan cookies. It's like, okay, but you got 1,000 pounds of sugar. Yes, sugar is not meat, but it's not good to be eaten all day either. That's what they do when they get fat like that and they're vegan.
That's true. She must be chunking up on all those cookies. Hey, by the way, before I go, I'd like to say Jeff Beck died. He was a famous rock guitarist since 1965, died last Tuesday on January 10th. So I'd like to say rest in peace to him. Famous guitarist for the Yardbirds and had a famous solo group for several decades. And sorry to see him go, man. You ought to check him out. Jeff Beck. Great guitarist, man.
Will do, man.
God bless him.
Right on,
all right, man. You have a great night and take care, and don't let all your fame and fortune go to your head.
Thank you for the call, man. Appreciate you.
All right, man. Thanks. Take care. Bye.
Yeah, man. Them vegans, you can get fat by being vegan. People think, oh, because you're vegetarian or vegan. And because if you're being like a real, like if you're just eating like straight vegetables, broccoli and kale and all that, and rice and beans, you could definitely lose weight. But what they do is they get Impossible burgers and sugar cookies and all kind of desserts and pastas, and they eat everything except for the meat. So what happens is they have an imbalanced diet. They're drinking sugary drinks, soda, and all type of stuff, skin looking crazy. I was vegetarian for like 2 years when I was in my 20s. Big mistake. I lost a lot of weight, but I was like I was eating beans and rice and vegetables only. I wasn't eating the sugar and stuff. But now I have a more balanced diet and I feel much better and stronger now. I don't eat a lot of garbage, but that's a different story. I'm going to go down the nutrition road right now, so I digress. Let's get to some more calls. Let's go to 424. You're online. Who am I speaking to?
Hi, you're speaking to Ben from Southern California.
All righty, man. What's going on?
Oh, not much. Just enjoying a little bit of a break from the rain that we're not used to. Gonna go calling one of my favorite YouTubers for the first time. So I want to talk about how out here in California we have so many people asleep to the fact that their kids are being told to cut off their private parts.
Yeah, it's totally crazy. I mean, that whole situation with the trans agenda, it's really out of control all over the U.S., but especially in a place like California where it's very liberal.
Yeah, I mean, right now, I remember that you did a video about Santee like some time ago.
Yeah,
where the dude put a clown mask on top of his head and come kick him out for his mask. Well, in that same city, near San Diego, they had a demonstration because some man went into the locker room, a women's locker room, claiming they're transgender and they were naked. And so, some patriots actually went out there and demonstrated against it. So, we're around in Southern California, and I think that a lot of people just need to start building the local organizations so that way we can actually stop this stuff, because a lot of times people just don't want to do the work. But I mean, they got the institutional centers of influence, and we have to just take them back, and it's going to require a lot of work.
Yeah, a lot of time, a lot of work, because they've dug themselves in so deep. It's going to be so hard to get them out, and they don't want to relinquish that power at all. That's going to be a hard-fought battle.
Yeah, I mean, we're fighting a bit better than you think we would in California. But if you Gays Against Groomers is doing a lot of work, and I know some of the people in that organization, and yeah, like I said, the demonstration that we did today, I didn't get to attend it because I don't live on that part of SoCal. It's like maybe 2 hours away. I live in Los Angeles, but I mean, I just spoke with one of the women who was there, and she live streamed it. Can I shout out her Instagram?
Yeah, go ahead. Go for it.
Yeah, so that's DR, like doctor, but not, I don't know if she's a doctor or not, but DRAJ Morgan, MORGAN. So that's DRAJ MORGAN. And so I think that's like the latest post. And I shouted it out on my Twitter. So yeah, so you guys can go ahead and check out her live streaming the rally. And yeah, like, and we got to share this stuff, share it with your neighbors. I mean, they may not believe it, but you got to share it. It's up to us. No one's coming to save us. So
that's right, man. Right on it.
So yeah. Also, I'd like to say that I attended a screening last night over in Hollywood about our power grid, and basically, like, I want to tell everybody that our grid is very, very vulnerable, and we need to take that seriously. Dennis Quaid, he was featured in a documentary. It's called Grid Down Power Up, and I believe that's also the website, griddownpowerup.com. I'm pretty sure if you Google it, it should pop up. Hopefully it's not censored. And I think that's one of the bridge issues that we can use to, talk to some of these, more communist-minded people. It's like, look, I mean, you're going to lose all your loved ones. Most people are not going to make it if, like, a major power failure happens in one of your cities nearby. And if it does, they're coming out to, your suburb looking for supplies and stuff like that. So it's something that we really need to take seriously. Even the sun could knock out our power grid and we lose all our conveniences. So if you like your soy burgers or your vegan burgers, or you like real red meat like me, you're not going to have any of it if the grid goes down. So I want people to go check out that movie called Grid Down Power Up and share it with people.
Thank you for the call, man. Definitely appreciate you.
Absolutely. All right. Have a great night.
Same to you. That's a good call. And I think probably the moral of that story is get prepared, get ready. If you have any kind of supplies that you're stocking up, getting ready for whatever's going to come, be prepared to defend those supplies, because people are going to try to come in there and take them from you, and that's going to kind of be how it is. Shout out to everybody that lives rural. You guys are going to be winning. If there's ever any kind of power issue, a power grid issue, you guys out there in the rural parts of America are going to be able to win. You guys will be able to hunker down more and have that be, like, let's say somebody want to try to come in from a kind of a faraway place. You can have little road checks and set up a perimeter better than you'd be able to do it in a city. If you're in a city, it's going to be, you might as well go ahead and leave the city. When the power goes off, find a way to leave. Now me, I'm good. Like, where I'm at is not necessarily in the city. It's kind of out. But if I need to go further out, all I got to do, take a ride out the interstate, go to West Virginia right quick, go to my people's house up there, and we're good. We can set up a little roadblock and whatnot where we live, go up in the holler, and we'll be all right. We'll be okie dokie. 929, you're the line. Who am I speaking to?
Hey, Danny, how you doing, man?
It's all good, man. What's going on?
Yes. About the woman who want to put a tampon in the male bathroom. What her name again? Can you tell me?
I don't have her name right here. I don't know her name.
Okay. So, oh yes. So you say she is like white, but the truth is she is not. Because I have searched the Google.
Okay. Wait. Before you do that, let's not. I know what you're gonna do. Let's not, because you're gonna get me in trouble. Okay.
So no. Just me. I am not saying it out loud.
Okay. So let's move forward.
You have gonna judge me. I am not saying it out loud. I mean the about I should go the nose.
We know where you're going. Like, everybody in the chat knows what you mean. We know exactly what you mean. You and Nigga, we know what you mean. It's like she's a different ethnicity. She looks white, but she's not white. We get it. You understand what you mean?
Yes. That is what I try to tell you guys, it include you too. Last week, I did tell that they pretend to be white, but actually they are not. So, oh yes, so remember that. You have to remember that focus clearly, you know. And yes, and not only that, I have to say it is top about of everything. I mean that are included news media and the World Economic Forum.
Okay, but see, look. Let's listen to me. You're not understanding what I'm trying to say. You got to move past this subject because we know this subject. We've heard it before. You can't do anything right now other than get my stream in trouble. That's it. Like I'm not saying I disagree with you. I'm just saying you're not. This ain't really going to be something that is helpful. So you got to move forward with different topic.
Well, this is why I tell you that to make your channel on on the other seed social media and also I tell you that you also can act like salty cracker when he live stream on the YouTube for 1 hour, then he moved to another social media like the Gumbo and the other seed for another hour, so we can talk about the spicy stuff. So I hope that you can do that, man.
Hey, you never know. It could happen one day.
Yes. Can I talk about the MLK?
Okay.
I get the main youth and also the people watching right now to watch about the truth of the MLK on the Stephen Crowder, and also on the John Doyle.
You said John Doyle and who else?
Stephen Crowder.
Stephen Crowder? Okay.
Yes. Because they can tell a lie about me. They can tell a lie about you. They can defame you. They can accuse you. I mean, do you still believe what they tell you? What they tell you about the history, is it even accurate? Because guess what? MLK, two of his advisors, both of them are communists. And not only that, MLK is a communist member. He has been in the communist training school, and there is photo of it. Not only that, he also close to the other member of the communists too.
Yeah, definitely. MLK was a communist. That's absolutely correct. They covered that in the Uncle Tom movie. Shout out to Chad Jackson. He covered that a lot. So yeah, he was a communist 100%. That's just a fact.
Yes. And not only that, the so-called peaceful protest, actually, it is never peaceful protest at all. It is just like the BLM, the summer riot, 2020. 2020, they lie. It is peaceful protest, but it is a lot of people dead and injured. For example, I can name one. 1964, the civil rights riot at the New York Rochester, 5 people dead, 350 people injured. 1964, Howlett, one person dead, 144 people injured. 1964.
Well, we got to kind of wrap it up because I got more calls on a lot I want to get to.
Oh, so I see you next week. No, Saturday. Let's go, Brandon, at the Short Mud Flow.
Thank you for the call, man. Appreciate you. All right, shout out to the caller. You guys may have been having a hard time. He obviously English ain't the first language, so it's all good. Shout out to him. But if you like what you've heard thus far in the show, please give the video a thumbs up, like the video, share the video, do all that good stuff. But yeah, shout out to MK Ultra, shout out to Martin Luther King, shout out to everybody. It's a whole lot of history going on. A whole lot of history. All right. I'm reading some of the comments here. I got time for a few more calls if you guys want to call in. There's also an email in the description if you guys want to call in through Skype. And that email is right there. It's all good. All right. But I'm going to read some of the comments here. And then wrapping on up pretty soon. We got a few more minutes to go. I think my man's Vietnamese. Yeah, the English is getting better for sure. Because you've been calling in for quite a while. English is getting better. You know, they say practice made perfect, right? You know, I'm not going to be able to call some Viet channel and start speaking this language. So, you know, that's impressive to speak your native language and different language to the point where people can understand you at all, even if it's kind of not necessarily perfect. I'm not going to be calling you know, somewhere in Philippines, Vietnam, Thailand, and speak their language. Not at all. You know, I know about 2 words of Spanish and French and German, and that's it. You know, if I go over there, I'll say 2 words and I'm done. They be trying to talk full Spanish. I'll be like, man, that's all I got. I don't got nothing else. I'm going to just speak regular English to you. Yeah. But we're going to see what's going on with Greta Thunberg and the whole climate change community. Al Gore, the whole squad over there. We're gonna see what's happening with these people. You know, that's all. It's all a big grift. It's all about getting money. It's not really a serious thing that they're doing, but we've known that for quite a while. Ain't no surprise there. We already know how that operates, and that's just how life is, I suppose. Wow, your 4th language. Wow, you guys are super advanced. 4 languages. Hey, man, English, I'm trying to still perfect that one. I'm still trying to perfect English, let alone a different language. Now, was Greta at Davos? I think her associate, her climate change colleague, Al Gore, was at Davos. I don't think she went there. Well, she could have gone to Davos. I think that she then went to the coal mine thing in Germany. Steven Crowder. Okay, we talk about Steven Crowder right quick because people are asking me about the situation. Now, I think you're referring to what he put out a video talking about. He was kind of vague. I'm gonna just play the video and then I'll give my response. It's not going to be the entire video. I don't think it's just going to be the snippet that's relevant. Let me put that up right quick. Y'all give me 1 second here, and then I'll just respond to it after I play it. All right, let me cue it up. And then we can do it this way. Okie dokie. So now this is a snippet from a video that's titled "It's Time to Stop" with 3 ellipses. Let's check it out. Okay, look at some sound. My fault. You might need sound, huh?
I have to say that I believe many of those in charge in the right-leaning media are actually at odds with what's best for you, the viewer, the customer, and more importantly, the country. We here at Mug Club, we thought that we were all in this together, that we were fighting the media, entertainment, industrial complex. We thought that we were all genuinely taking it to big tech. But too many of those in charge of the big conservative platforms are verifiably in bed with them. Big tech is in bed with Big Con. The people you thought, the people I thought were fighting for you, a lot of it has been a Big Con. Now, I'm specifically avoiding naming names or going after individuals in this video because I genuinely hope that those I'm addressing.
Check it out, though, Steven. Oh, okay, I ain't gonna interrupt.
And you know who you are. Have a change of heart. It's never too late to do the right thing. Guys, this is a genuine plea. We can all do better. We can all do better. It doesn't have to be this way. And please, don't make me have to provide receipts.
Look, man, if you're going to say something like that, just come out there, just say who it is. Either name names or don't say anything at all. Don't tease it. Don't be like, oh, well, you guys got to do better. I'm going to put receipts out. Nah, just go say what you got to say. Say what you got to say. Name the names. Or do not say this. Keep it to yourself. If you feel like people that are behind the scenes aren't doing right, and you know where they are, you know their names, you know how to reach them, contact them and talk behind the scenes and figure it out that way. Ain't no point in putting some business out there in the front and don't say what's going on. Either you handle it behind the scenes 100% or you put them out there full blast. Point blank, period. Just like right now. I'm playing the clip of Steven Crowder and I'm talking directly to Crowder. I'm not going to say, oh, well, there's one guy out there. He's a big conservative and he's not very straightforward. He's kind of vague. Now, I ain't going to say who it is because I don't want to. Nah, I'm going to say it's you. I don't know Crowder or nothing like that. I'm going to just say it's him. So, nah, put it out there. Either put it out there or don't. So, who do you think he's talking about? You talking about Fox News? I mean, Fox News is not, they're not anti-establishment necessarily. They're just conservative cable news. They can't really, they're not alternative media. They're just conservative media. It's a difference. Alternative media would be a guy like Crowder, would be a guy like Tim Pool, Daily Wire, people like, I guess, me on a smaller scale of it. So who's he talking? He's talking about Daily Wire, not The Blaze, because he was over at The Blaze. So I don't think it's him. And I think in a longer video, people were saying that he said it wasn't The Blaze. So I'm like, why would you say you can't say who it is and then say who it's not? You got to narrow it down and figure it out. Just put it out there, man. Be a man and say what you got to say or don't say nothing at all. Either do it all the way or don't do it at all. So, yeah. That's my viewpoint on it. People ask me about Crowder. That's why I feel about it. I feel like if you're going to say something like that, you need to be very specific rather than being so vague. Okay, let's see your Spanish words. All right, I know frío. Like mucho frío, like very cold, right? Mucho frío. Arroz con pollo. What's that? Chicken and rice? Or something, I think. And then what else? I know basic stuff. Adios. Mi amigo, mi amiga. Si, señor, señorita. That's it. That's about all I know. If you speak Spanish, if you speak language in front of me, I might understand it a little bit. But you ask me to give a conversation, to write something, I'd be like, si, señor, arroz con pollo. That's it. That's all I got. I know more French than Spanish, actually, because I took Spanish when I was in the 8th grade. And then they tried to make me take Spanish again. Let me come back. They tried to make me take Spanish over again because it didn't want me to. It didn't accept my credit from middle school. They wanted me to redo my. I was like, no, I ain't doing that. I'm gonna take French 1 rather than Spanish 1 again. So I took Spanish in the 8th grade. Then I took French 9th, 10th, and 11th. So I know more French than Spanish at this point. I got to be able to talk it with somebody. Yeah, the Taco Bell menu, I only like Taco Bell, though. Taco Bell, I'll be on the toilet crying tears. If I go to Plaza Azteca or somewhere like that, or Abuelos, I'll be able to order off the menu. I mean, me get the corn tortillas. Let me get the fajitas, the queso. Yeah, at Chipotle, hey, let me get the queso. Not queso, the pico. I don't like queso. Queso is disgusting. Let me get the pico de gallo, the fajitas, and I'm good money. That's all I know. And the chicken with rice. All right. But yeah, that's all I know. Oh, the burrito tacos are amazing. I had some burrito tacos in Atlanta, Colony Square, Midtown. Oh, beautiful. That's my first time having them. I was like, all right, I'm at the spot. It's a lot of food places inside, like a food court type thing. I was like, okay, it's a taco spot right there. Let me try the birria tacos. I heard that they're really good. I've never had one before. So I just had a birria taco like last year for the first time in my life. And I was definitely impressed. Now, if I eat about 15 of them tacos, I'm going to be on a toilet crying tears. Crying like I done already, you know what I'm saying? Crying like my tears are never going to be the same. Because your stomach is going to be all to pieces. All right. Is my Pelle Antoine? Yeah, of course I knew about that one. Yeah, you know about that. That's the French one thing. You gotta say say what your name is. My Pelle Antoine, and that was my that was my name. That was my French name, Antoine, because my name is Anthony, obviously. And my teacher, Madame Sebrin, never forget Madame Sebrin. She would tell us to say your French name and say Je m'appelle Antoine. All that good stuff. Comment allez-vous? All that. Yeah, any little French phrases I can read those. All right. I'm glad you enjoyed that, Christy. I'm definitely glad you had a good time there. Nah, I can't do tacos. I can't do Taco Bell though. Chipotle or nothing else, or some of the little smaller like spots that aren't Taco Bell. Extra ill. Well, you on the same page as me. Your name is Anthony too. There you go. All right. Now I'm gonna read some of the super chats, wrapping on up. Put the bowl clean on top. You guys have been a great audience as always. Definitely appreciate you guys for being here. I'll be back live again on Saturday, and of course I'll be out here throughout the week putting out pre-recorded videos. Y'all follow me on the Instagram that's going up right now. Follow me on Twitter, Facebook, all that good stuff. Of course, go to the website, anthonyblogan.com. Y'all guys also can, what's I going to say? Oh, this is a podcast you're listening to right now. If you're watching me live on the YouTube, you can listen to it again after it's done on YouTube and also on your favorite audio streaming platform, whether that be Google Play, Spotify, Stitcher, Anchor, Apple, iTunes, etc. Link for that will be in the description. And that's what I got. Let me go ahead and get to the supers. And thank you to Miss Nikki, who says, did I ever go to Chickasee on Jefferson? No, like, I didn't grow up there. Like, I grew up, like, out Portsmouth from Chesapeake. So I used to live in Newport News when I was a little, like a baby. So that's not really my stomping ground. My stomping ground is Portsmouth and Chesapeake. Like, yeah, throughout pretty much my whole life. And then I would leave in the summertime and go back to West Virginia, where I was born, and then to Roanoke, Virginia, where my dad lived when he was a kid. So yeah, I was everywhere else except for what they call it, the other side of the water. I ain't go over there too much. I go over that way. I might go to Buckrow Beach occasionally in Hampton, but Newport News, I wasn't really around there like that. I would go through there, up 64 to go to Richmond or DC. All right. Will I have kids one day? Yeah, of course. I don't know. I'll be your old dad. I know I'm not married no more. I'm not sure. Will I get married again? Who knows? I don't know. But I'm going to be the dad. I already got the gray hair. I'm not even really that old. I'm 38. But I'll probably be in my early 40s with a newborn baby. You know what I'm saying? You know how that be. Looking like Paw with his grandbaby, but I'll be the dad. I'll be the dad at the school, sitting next to another dad. He like 20 years old. It's like, you here for your grandson? It's like, no, it's my son. Or I'll be like Trump having a baby in his 50s. That's going to be me. I already know that. You an old dad too? Shout out to you, Jack. 100%. Yeah, I got divorced. I might do a video about that. Not because I want to expose anything, but because I keep getting asked the same question. And I know people just don't know because you got to, you know what I'm saying? You're not going to be able to see every stream. But it's all good. Ain't no problem. I'm in the closet. I think not. But I'm secure who I am, so it don't even really bother me. You know what I mean? That's not even really an issue. I like James Harden, but older. I'll take a James Harden. If I can get James Harden's money, I'll take that too. Ain't no problem. Let me go straight to the bank and take out some of James Harden's cash, put it in my pocket. I'll take that all day long. You call me whatever. You say I look like any NBA player, any athlete, whoever. That's great. Why did I get divorced? No big reason. I ain't gonna really say too much because, you know, that's some private information, but it ain't really nothing that bad. It ain't nothing to be talking about, oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Don't do that. It's all good. Yeah, I mean, that's what happens. Yeah, it happens. A divorce rate, 50% in the country, I'm no different. And you go into it thinking that, oh, it didn't happen to me, and then it happens. What are you going to do? All right. On that note, I got to go. I'm getting way too personal. I'm starting to tell. I'll overshare sometimes, and I can't be doing that. But anyway, you guys are the best audience anywhere on these internets. I'll be back live on Saturday night, of course, live. Now, throughout the week, doing my pre-recorded videos here on the YouTubes, Instagrams, Facebook, Twitter, website, anthonyblogan.com. But until next time, y'all be safe. I'm out, and peace.